Well, I write about this a little bit in my book, Mugged, about racial demagoguery, and also in Adios America about immigration. And that is the important point he should have made is that the entire purpose of affirmative action, set-asides, civil rights laws that limit constitutional rights to freedom of contract, freedom of association, all of that was to make up for the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. So unless these benefits are going to, roughly defined, foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves, you've taken away the whole purpose of this. So to make the point that Kamala isn't a foundational black American, I'm always pointing out to black people, hey, have you noticed Indians are getting all the good diversity jobs? What did we do to Indians? We didn't enslave them. I mean, most of these immigrants coming in, most are from 90% of legal immigrants are from the third world. And mostly we've just run around saving them from earthquakes and tornadoes and coups and starvation. They owe us. We don't owe them. But to switch from the concept of integration and civil rights for black Americans, not only to point out to black Americans that their history is being stolen by immigrants, but unless these benefits are going to roughly defined, foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves.
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense?
You turn it down.
Yo. Peace. B1, we one. You dig? It's all about the lineage. I haven't looked at the chat until just now. My fault. I'm really in the background trying to make things go. So shout out to the family, to the lineage, and the supporters. Let's look at Virgo, Moonchild, Peace. I am sixth. Peace. And I'm able to come back live at 8 p.m. shortly afterwards because you guys, your support, you motivate me, man. You guys, listen, if you're new here, just ask those who been before you. I never go live at 8 p.m. Eastern time, ever. Once every 3, 4, 5 months, you dig? But the love I'm getting, the attendance I'm getting from the family, the likes that you give the video, you guys motivate me and inspire me to go live, you dig? I'm telling you straight up, it's because of you guys and the support. Without the support, you guys giving me the love you give me, you're making me feel wanted, you dig? Like I got a purpose in life. So I go live. But I'm telling you, without the support, I'm doing something else. I'm telling you, I got a lot of stuff to do in place of going live. FBA Convo, peace, my boy. Claude, you already know what it is. Maxwell Jenkins, you already know what it is. B1, we one to you. Salute to you. We got Leon Atkins in the building. You already know what it is, family. Blue Line Footage, welcome, family. Chosen 1619 and Blue Line Footage. Long time, Satchel, Ohio. You already know what it is. It's all love for you. Ricardo Flott. I feel like, you know what I mean? We on one accord mentally. You know what I'm saying? We got MD Williams, peace to you. We got Hazardous Shits. I love that name. I'm just going to say it. Peace to you, family. Yeah, man. And Andre Townsend, when Andre pull up, you know it's going to be a special live because Andre don't always pull up. You dig? Unless it's special. So we got 42 watching now. Go ahead and like the video. Your likes attract other lineage folks to come in here and tune in with us. Y'all got to admit, family, you got to admit how many environments like this where it's just genuinely all love. We rarely get a tether. We rarely get a Pan-Africanist, and we never get a white supremacist. So these lives I conduct with your help, because I'm nothing without you. You dig? With your help, y'all gotta admit, this is a family-friendly environment. We rarely get haters. I be watching other folks' lives. I look at their chat and it's like 50% love, 50% hate, 30% love, 70% hate, and some people 10% love and 90% hate. I gotta admit, over here it's shit like 99% love and 1% hate. We rarely, hey, don't go by that. Yo, we rarely get some hate or opposition. What do you want? You dig? So I appreciate that from the family. Here, it's okay. Sit down. Okay, you ain't gotta get up. You can sit right here and drink the water. So yeah, I respect that much. We got Kenyon Glenn, peace to you, family. We got Flowers Galore, peace, and we got the Mandalorian, peace to you. Israelite 1865 is in the building. Yeah, so like I said, man, the love again, like trust me, if I had like 50% haters or 60% haters, like I wouldn't be motivated. Like hate doesn't, some people be like, I love hate, it motivates me. Hate does not motivate me. I always said this for years. I said love motivate me. You dig? So I'm different. Hate discourages me. Hate make me want to give up. Love is what motivates me. So when I see a chat full of just love and energy a certain way, you dig? That motivates me to go live. 'Cause I love seeing that. To me, it's addictive. I love feeling the love. And I love seeing the love. You know what I mean? And we rarely argue. Sometimes you guys go at it in the chat, but that's a rare thing like that. You dig? Because there's an overall goal we're trying to reach. You dig? But sometimes debating and going at it is just inevitable. It's going to happen. There's no way to stop it. We're human. You know what I mean? So that's what humans do. And that's a human like thing to go at another human. That's what it is. Lineage or not. I ain't mad at you. I ain't Tupac. And you ain't on trial. I ain't gonna judge you. Okay. Okay. So I did make an effort to reach out to other content creators who got strong words for FBA, and a lot of them be just selling wolf tickets. They claim they're debaters. They claim that they are, looking for all type of smoke. But then when they get a simple challenge, they dodge. They either don't respond or they respond. And matter of fact, let me check out my email. So you got the proper perspective. The dude I just cooked, I embarrassed. He's trying to go live at 8 o'clock with some bullshit about Pan-Africanism 101. Dude, Pan-Africanism is dead. Ain't no 101. You had your chance. You was over here and you didn't know anything about Pan-Africanism and you didn't even know anything about the transatlantic slave trade. So, dude, like your channel's dead before it started. You can't come online faking. That's one thing you cannot do. You can't fake intelligence. You get exposed quickly. Okay. So we got Ann Coulter, we got Donald Trump giving us flowers. Now these people are said to be uh hey, these people are said to be racist. But racists can give us extreme racists at that. So extreme racists can give us our flower, our acknowledgement over people who supposedly are supposed to be our allies and relatives, Africans and Caribbean. They can't fix their face to say we are foundational in America, and they can't fix their face to say that what else? They can't fix their face to call us foundational Black Americans. But they will say Ann Coulter is a racist, but she can fix her face to call us foundational Black Americans. They say Donald Trump is a bigot and a racist, but he can fix his face to say we built this country. But keep that in mind. But folks who claim to be our allies, our brothers and sisters, the same ancestry as us, they can't fix their face to admit that we built the country, and they can't fix their face to say that we're foundational. So, or call us foundational Black Americans. So, family, I don't know what you call that, but to me, that is not an ally. That is an enemy. You dig? And what is the enemy? Who can give us those flowers? Are they the enemy? Are they a potential allies? So, it kind of like shape shift stuff. But so I spoke to Unc West of the Amara and Pseudo Killers, Community Skeptics. We spoke earlier. We're gonna clear the air. I sent him a link to this chat, so maybe to this live, so maybe he calls in, maybe he doesn't, but the show must go on. The live must go on. All right. So we're gonna get right into it. And listen, man, this ain't gonna be a smooth live. This might be a little messy. Yeah, I can't promise nothing, but peace and shout out to 3M. We got Draco in the building. We got spiritual vibrations in the building. So matter of fact, we might pop it off with spiritual vibrations because we've been talking back and forth in the comment section. So spiritual vibrations, if you want to speak, to me before the people, let me know how you want to do it. Do you want the link, the Zoom link, or do you want the phone number? So it's up to you. The phone number or the Zoom link. Let me know and I'll send either one to you where we can have a, small little dialogue. Let me know how you want to do that. Okay. I had something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna make a small investment. Not it ain't small, but I'm gonna make an investment, possibly tomorrow to grow the podcast because you guys been showing your support. You dig? You've been here in attendance, showing up. You dig? In huge numbers, 3-digit numbers, which is great for a small channel like this. A small channel like this. We're showing up in the hundreds. That's great. Like we're ahead of the curve. Okay. And I'm gonna do my part now. So now I'm gonna put some money towards the channel. I'm gonna kick out damn near $500 to most likely tomorrow, but either this week, tomorrow or Saturday. Okay. I'm gonna kick out about $500 to invest in the channel, and you'll see it. You'll see it. This ain't something like Umar School. You did. You're gonna see the investment. Trust me. And they say it takes 3 days for what I'm getting to get back. So if I don't know if they open Sunday, but if I go tomorrow, then they 3 days would be probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere around there. And you guys will see the return in my investment. You'll see the channel going to look totally different. And I'm committed to that. I made my mind up. I'm going to do it. Also, thanks to those who sent cash apps, who sent super chats, because that's also adding to the total amount, which is going, lessen the financial burden for me. You dig? But that's something that you will see. You will physically see the difference. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say without spoiling it. And it's gonna be interesting. You dig? But I'm trying to make a way. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be different, right, from everybody else because everybody doing content, everybody doing FBA content, good or bad, right, pro or anti. So I'm saying, how can I separate myself from the pack? So I did some brain thinking, brain searching, and I said, you know what? Let me try this out. It's gonna be a costly try, but let's see where it goes. You dig? And maybe tomorrow, I go ahead and make that investment. And hopefully, when you make an investment, you expect a return. So hopefully, I make that investment tomorrow or Saturday, and I get a quick return. Maybe it pays off, and we have about 3, 4, 500 folks in the chat instead of 50 to 115. That's the goal. The goal is to grow, 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 and be somewhere near a tether like Kai Cenat. You dig? All right. So let me go ahead and play Ann Coulter. All right. Why can she admit this, but black immigrants can't? So let me tell you what I'm talking about. Why can Ann Coulter admit this, but black Tethers can't? Why can Donald Trump admit this, but black immigrants can't? Okay. Charlie Shaw, peace. Exact Golden Brown.
Well, I write about this a little bit in my book, Mugged, about racial demagoguery, and also in Adios America about immigration. And that is the important point he should have made is that the entire purpose of affirmative action, set-asides, civil rights laws that limit constitutional rights to freedom of contract, freedom of association, all of that was to make up for the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. So unless these benefits are going to, roughly defined, foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves. You've taken away the whole purpose of this. So to make the point that Kamala isn't a foundational black American, I'm always pointing out.
But we got a suspected racist using the term foundational black American. You dig? Like, if y'all want to ignore that, that's on you, but that's big. They're acknowledging the obvious elephant in the room. We're different. We're black. We're different. We're not African. We're not Caribbean. We're not Haitian. We're black. And guess what? Caribbeans are not Haitian. They're not African. They're not black. They're Caribbean. Haitians aren't Caribbean. They're not black. They're not African. And Africans are not Caribbean, black, or Haitian. They're African. Okay. We're all different. It's okay. It's all love, man. What's the big deal? If a suspected white racist can acknowledge we're foundational black Americans, the question is, why can't Africans? That's the puzzling thing for me. One more time.
And Jim Crow. So unless these benefits are going to, roughly defined foundational black Americans,
okay, she said it. She said foundational black Americans. What else?
Descendants of American slaves.
Descendants of American slaves. So she botched that one, but she was trying to say ADOS, American descendants. So she said both terms. And like I said, thanks to y'all Tethers for putting our titles in your YouTube videos trying to defame us. Well, guess what? You made suspected white racists want to inquire, what the hell is an FBA? And when they found out, they agreed. Like, yeah, they are FBA. They are foundational to this country. You heard Trump say, hey, yeah, they helped build the country. He agrees we're foundational. And Ann Coulter said we're foundational black Americans. Y'all might look at that as light work, not me. I know it. I know where this is going.
Freedom of contract, freedom of association. All
right,
of that was
Peace.
to make up for the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. So unless these benefits are going to, roughly defined foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves, you've taken away the whole purpose of this. So to make the point that Kamala isn't a foundational black American, I'm always.
So is Ann Coulter delineating? Is Ann Coulter being dismissive? Is she a hateful woman because she stated the obvious? Kamala Harris is not a foundational black American. What's the big deal? That's the obvious fact. Okay, so you got a suspected white racist, alt-right, far-right extremist, stating the obvious. Kamala is not foundational black American. People from the Caribbean, people from Haiti, people from Africa, all of you are not foundational black American. And guess what? I'm not Haitian. I'm not Caribbean. I'm not African. So it's not a big deal. Like, there's no hierarchy. It's just a fact. We're not each other. We're different. But that don't mean we're not related. That don't mean we can't get along. We're just stating the obvious. We're different. How can a suspected white supremacist acknowledge the obvious differences, but black immigrants can't? That's what's making me scratch my head. One more time.
Foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves. You've taken away the whole purpose of the rights to freedom of contract, freedom of association. All of that was to make up for the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. So unless these benefits are going to
listen, family,
roughly defined foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves.
So she could sit there and acknowledge we're foundational black Americans and ADOS. She said both. All right, go on, Ann Coulter.
You've taken away the whole purpose of this. So to make the point that Kamala isn't a foundational black American, I'm always pointing out to black people, hey, have you noticed Indians are getting all the good diversity jobs? What did we do to Indians? We didn't enslave them. I mean, most of these immigrants coming in.
So she's speaking a fair point. This is kind of what we argue. It's like, wait a minute, DEI, affirmative action, all these other diversity programs. Like, I thought that was reserved just for foundation black Americans, where the Civil Rights March was something that was about us. It wasn't about everyone. So why are the programs for everyone and not just us. So, shit, right wing, far right, extreme, suspected racist white people are saying the same thing. We don't want to pay everybody. We don't want to give everybody something for free. No, we want to limit our resources and give it to those who were injured, the injured party. Peace to where he at? The holy FBA Codex TV1. Peace to Von Von. Let me give Von Von. Let me make Von Von a moderator. Give Von Von a lineage wrench. Von Von, say something else. You'll see that you have a lineage wrench, just like the video. We got the Mandalorian in the building. We got iconic Sus in the building. We got Four Lang, the holy FBA Codex TV1. Let me ask you, man, because I know you're pretty witty, you're educated, and you're a debater. Will you be willing to talk to a a black conservative who, I ain't gonna lie, man, not talk debate? Okay, now he's a little delusional. You might want to watch the other videos that I did with him. And no, you want to go watch DJ Focus and CLR. Because FBA Codex, if you wanted the holy FBA Codex, if you wanted to, come on here and debate a black conservative, I got you. I can make that happen any day. All right, about 11 a.m. But you might want to watch the DJ Focus versus CLR, because I try to warn DJ Focus, but he didn't want to listen. I said, bro, let me just let you know who you're debating. You're debating a black conservative who don't give a F about history. He only care about the present, right? And he's like, I got it. And then when he was arguing the past and that black conservative didn't give one F about it, he got frustrated. He lost his cool. Okay, but I tried to pre-warn him, and it fell on deaf ears. So if that's what you want, I got you. Or if anybody in chat wanted to debate a black conservative, I got one for you. He wants all the smoke. Okay.
Most are from 90% of legal immigrants are from the third world. And mostly we've just run around saving them from earthquakes and tornadoes.
So what she's saying is all facts. She's saying like most of these immigrants that don't come with an H-1B1, basically all the immigrants who are not highly selected, they're coming here because of their country is a shithole. And it might not be to their own fault. It might be natural disasters like a tsunami, a tsunami. But guess what? It is what it is. And sometimes it is your fault, where it's turmoil, civil war. But she's saying most of the immigrants come via that, not a student visa or H-1B visa. You dig? That's what she's saying. So she's saying, so why should you guys be attached to what was meant for the civil rights activists and the descendants of slaves? Why are you guys attached to what was set for just them? Which is a fair point. But we got, so yeah, Von, everybody liked the video. We got 112 watching. I should see at least 100 likes. So we got random instigator. Please go ahead, brother. You're welcome here. Your family. I'm gonna give you're now a moderator. You got a lineage wrench. Just getting like the video. We got Vera Sanders in the building, and we got Blue Line Footage in the building. T1 Production is in the building for sure. Yeah, so just make sure you all like the video. But let me check. The likes are terrible. I ain't gonna lie. We're like 60 likes away from the live viewership. It's terrible.
Tornadoes and coups and starvation. They owe us. We don't owe them. But to switch from the concept of integration and civil rights for Black Americans, not only to point out to Black Americans that their history is being stolen by immigrants, but unless these benefits are going to roughly define foundational Black Americans, the descendants of American slaves.
African Americans built this nation. We built this nation.
Quest Burnside, peace, long time.
You're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get.
Haiti's the worst Caribbean island. That's a fact.
But you were such a massive
Blue Line,
part
that's a fact.
of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense?
So Donald Trump, yes, it makes sense, bro. Bigger than our role in America is bigger than what we're given credit for. That's 100% accurate. So I want to read Claude Neely, France, Amos, one comment. He said, "Do we really have self-determination if we have to share our identity with the world? Terms black, brown, African makes us share our identity with others who don't share our unique lived experience." That's 100% accurate, bro. And we shouldn't be peer pressured to want to share anything with them. That's why I personally say, not me. I'm not speaking for FBAs. I'm not speaking for the Holy Codex FBA TV1. He could speak for himself. I'm not speaking for Donnie Williams. He could speak for himself. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for FBA Convo. I'm speaking for myself when I say we're the only black people in the world. There are no other black people. Haitians are not black. The Caribbean aren't black. Africans aren't black. The only black people in the world are foundationally black Americans, Adolf Friedman, and I'm willing to have that conversation with anybody. Not a debate, because it's my lineage. I'm probably gonna have that conversation with. So it's not a debate. Or it's a light debate. It's a friendly debate. But I'm willing to have that friendly debate with anybody in the chat tonight. Okay? A respectful, friendly debate with anybody of the lineage tonight, or any hater. I'm saying the only black people in the world are foundational black Americans. There are no other black people in the world. Okay? So I'm willing to make that argument, have that friendly lineage debate, or even a debate with an op. Just let me know. I'll send the phone number and link, and we can have that discussion. I'm saying the only black people are foundation black Americans, and everybody else isn't. I don't give a damn how black you are, how dark you are, how much melanin you got in your system. You're not black if you can't trace your lineage to slavery. That's my argument. Okay, that's it. Real simple. And that's up for anybody. Okay, anybody, let's have that conversation before the people. We got 115 people. I'm willing to lay it on the line, lay my argument down, let you lay your argument down, and let the people decide. Okay, peace to Daryl. See you, Daryl. We got Daryl Williams. We got David Williamson. We got Donnie Williams. We got a whole bunch of Williams in here. Okay, so we got Diamond in the building. So we got Ramsey, the FBA. So we got Zuz up. Okay, I might have mispronounced your name. We got Iconic. Okay, S. So I don't want any confusion. I'm saying the only black people in the world are FBAs. Nobody else is black. Just like the only Jamaicans in the world. Hey, turn it down. I'm saying the only Jamaicans in the world are from Jamaica. Okay, and the only Haitians in the world are from Haiti. And likewise, the only black people in the world are from America. All right. So just let me know if y'all want to have that friendly family debate, and let's do it. All right. So just ask for the phone number or link, and we can have a quick one before I get started. Virgo Moon Child, peace to you. You know me, I love information. I love debating information. So I'm open. My name is Unbiased Ron. So I'm open to a different perspective, a different idea on that. We got Hazard the shit. He said, I think it's get convoluted when we let everyone use ethnic identifier. That's why I said black is just us. We got a Kindred Jegna in the building. We got Renaissance woman in the building. You dig? And I'm saying we got Quest Burnside in the building. From my experience, the other blacks don't understand the social nuances like we do. And when I'm saying Quest Burnside, there are no other blacks. There's only one black, and they're from America, and they have a lineage that goes to slavery. There's no other blacks in the world. Okay, and look, what I'm going to do for you guys, if you guys if you guys ask for the link or the phone number, I want to explain why other people think they're black. Okay, I could even go that far. Why they even think they're black. All right. So I think I'm well prepared to have this conversation. and I'm extending it to anybody in the chat. Okay. So people in the chat, y'all can see the chat. So that means I cannot cherry pick. Family, you're smart. You see the chat. Everybody's commenting. If anybody think black extends past FBA, you got the link or the phone number, your choice, and I will invite you on. I'm saying there's no black people outside of FBAs, Adolfs or Freedmen. We're the only black people in the world. All right. Absolute 72 says fighting over black instead of using FBA is a waste of energy. Well, now listen, credit to Absolute 72. What you got to understand, family, is that what's important to one person, that may be true, but what's important to another person may be true as well. So we can't just be absolutionists where we think what's important to us must be important to everybody else. That's not what I go by. I believe what's important to me is not necessarily important to Donnie Williams. And what's important to Donnie Williams is not necessarily important to me. It's on an individual basis. I can't enforce my priorities on you guys. We're 43 million deep. We're going to prioritize different stuff first and foremost. Okay, so I'm not an absolutist. I don't make you believe what I believe. I don't make you organize your life the way I got my life organized. You dig? I don't do that. Um, but Absolute says I'm ready to have your perspective though, right? And I'm purposely reserving my perspective for a friendly challenge, a friendly debate. We got Anthony McDowell in the building. Peace and salute to you. Right. So, but I'm purposely withholding my perspective for a friendly debate. Right. I don't want to lay my cards out there where somebody has an advantage over me. All right. But anyway, let's get to the show, man. Let's get to the live. Let's get to the live. This is gonna piss you off. So I'm gonna show disclaimer. Viewer discretion advised. What I'm gonna play is gonna piss you off. You got Tethers disrespecting us, and it is what it is. Exhibit A.
Wait, so you know what's interesting? Whenever I had posted a clip on TikTok about some of our content, I think we were talking about Nicki Minaj and potentially Cardi B doing music together. And then somebody had commented.
Wait. So Jamie U22 says, I'm African. I guess me not black. Yes, you're not black. You're African. You just said it. You're African. How can you be black too? It's either one or the other. See, we're not, FBAs are not one or the other. We're just black. There's no other alternative identity. We're just black. So Jamie, you answered your own question. You're not black. You're African. You can say I'm not black American or African, but been black my whole life. No, you have not. And no, you have not been black your whole life. You've been African your whole life. So now let me give you the link. Let's just have a friendly, no debate like that, a friendly debate, a respectful debate. So this, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. This is for Jamie. So Jamie, click that link. Let's have a friendly discussion. Because you have not been black, not longer than us. Okay? Black as an identity to you, Jamie, is new. You became black in the 2000s and 10s. You did 2010, you became black, or at least 20. You did in the 20s. You have not been black in the 60s. So we're not going to do that. But there's a link right there for Jamie. Jamie, click the link and let's discuss your blackness. Okay, that's recent. Because you have not been black in the 60s and your parents have not been black in the 60s and your grandparents has never said they were black. So go ahead and click that link and let's have that conversation. Or you don't have to. But if you don't click the link, that you just conceded that you're not black though. Because you should be able to defend your blackness. Like I could defend my blackness. Okay? So Jamie, the link's there. As a matter of fact, let me put the phone number there. So I don't want no excuses. I want you to articulate why you think you're black and at what year did you discover you're black. I guarantee you it's 2010 and older, you dig? And later. I guarantee you it ain't no damn 1970s, 80s, none of that shit. Your parents, grandparents never called themselves black. Okay? So you can believe what you want, but your history tells a different story. So I'm gonna put the phone number in the chat too. Okay. Shit. Okay. And if you don't call in, Jamie, it's all good. But you just conceded though. You just conceded that you're not black. Hey, don't do that. So if you don't call in, Jamie, or click the link, you just conceded that you're not black. Because it's a friendly debate. We're not gonna be screaming and yelling and cutting each other off, muting, all that type of stuff. So if you want to dodge that, then you just got something to hide. Okay, hold on. I'm getting the phone number ready right now. Almost done. Okay, there we go. There you go. So Jamie, I provided, okay. Well, Jamie, if you're not calling or clicking, I'm going to just respectfully ignore you. But let me read Renaissance Woman. She says, hey, stop. She says, where we at? I lost it. They always identify as either African or a nationality. Exactly. CRU, Royalty FBA's Grand Negus says race is a myth. Black is our ethnicity. Yeah, race is literally a myth. He's not wrong. There are no other black people other than on the planet Earth besides FBA. He knows. He knows. He knows. He knows. B1 to Rico Miller. So Jamie 22 says, I'm not clicking the link, but my parents walked with the Panthers. I'm damn near 50 years old, raised my black first up when I graduated from engineering school. Jamie, all due respect, I respect your activism in America on behalf of Foundation Black Americans, but if your lineage goes to another country, you're not black. I'm sorry to give you that revelation, but you're not black. You are whatever your lineage goes to. That's what you are. Okay. But I respect the fact that you don't want to click the link or call the phone number. No problem. I mean, to me that just let me know how sincere you are, how genuine you are. Anybody in chat that says something opposition to what I say and is not willing to have a friendly discussion, okay, a family oriented discussion, to me, that just shows that you're not really sincere. You're not really genuine in what you actually believe. Okay. You don't want to hear something that's going to debunk your previous position. I get it. I get it. Being debunked isn't a good feeling, but it's necessary because at least you're exposed to the truth. You ain't got to live a lie no more. Okay. Bruh 45, piece of you. He raised up a first up. He raised a fist up. Renaissance says, I'm Gen X, and this is the first time I've heard Africans and Caribbeans claiming black as a stop claiming black, so stop the cap. Exactly. Muck Muck says, Brother Ron, this Joker, Von wants you to take his wrench. He's not a black American. Let me see. Let me read that. Where Von say that? Let me see. Oh, yeah. No. So a wrench, okay, so let me explain the wrench. A wrench is for the lineage, people of the lineage, and supporters. You don't have to be black to have a wrench. If you support FBA's Adolf Friedman and you're not in our way, you can have a wrench. We appreciate allies. You could be a Latina and have a wrench. You can be an Indian woman or man, Chinese woman or man. You dig? Or even a white person. If you're not in our way and you're an ally, you're helping us signal boost our message. You dig? And you're staying clear, right? You're not in the way. You can get a wrench. We accept allies. Like, nah, like who wants to do something by themselves? People love help. You dig? So yeah, we will love help. But if that help is in the way, you are an op and you won't have a wrench. Okay. So if you're not black, that's fine. You dig? You're not black. Cool. That means you can't be FBA. That's cool too. You're just whatever country you're from. You know what I mean? And that's okay. But as long as you're out of our way, you're not blocking us from achieving what we got to achieve. You are good. Not a big deal. Okay. Not a big deal. He's saying he in the way. Now, yeah, okay. So yeah, so I don't know what because so I'm gonna do is so I'm gonna remove Von Von wrench for right now because I don't know what he's on, she's on, but I'm gonna take the wrench for now and just monitor their progress in the chat. Okay. If it's counterproductive, I will block you. You dig? And we'll move on. All right, no problem. I mean, shit, you ain't gotta have a wrench. Okay.
That
But I'll tell you this much, Von, trolling ain't gonna work for her in this chat. You see all those wrenches out there? You see all those wrenches right there? Trolling won't get you far. Trolling will get you blocked. Anybody can block you. Okay, so trolling will get you just blocked. That's all.
why isn't that we can't talk about some African news instead of talking about black hip hop music? And I was like, and then she was like,
And by the way, once I take your wrench, you're fair game. Because taking your wrench is a bad thing. That's a bad sign. So once I take your wrench, the chat look at you as lunch. And just let you know, once I take your wrench, the chat look at you as fair game lunch. So I will walk on eggshells if I was you. If you plan to, contribute to the chat. But you're lunch right now into the chat.
people don't like Black Americans anyway? And I was mad confused. I was like, "What?"
What are you?
deleted
It was like
himself.
a comment under the video I had posted about our clip on our page.
Oh, so the person was trying to say, like, because we're African, why don't we just talk about African stuff and stay out of like Black American business?
Right. And I was mad confused because I was like, I replied back and I'm like, it's people like you that caused that unnecessary segregation.
Period.
And like, what part of the clip will even evoke a thought like that?
Right.
And I'm like, that's a very weird comment.
Like, yeah.
Peace.
Come to find
Tony,
out,
my
I didn't know
fault.
there was
Tony,
a
peace.
whole other side of
To you.
TikTok
Yeah,
about
Tether zone for real.
Black Americans
The
and
Mandalorian.
Africans at war or something.
The diaspora war.
So now it makes
Okay. So now these are Black immigrant women. I'm not gonna say tether. I'm just gonna say Black immigrant women. And what they say that will determine if they're tether or not going forward.
sense whenever you told me about it, and my
Hey man, peace to flowers galore. You dig? Long time.
boyfriend had told me
All right,
about.
look. Okay, let me check the likes because I know my lineage is on cold with me. I know they are. Y'all serious? Come on, lineage. Come on. 128 likes and 50. I want y'all to see this bullshit. This is why Von was talking that shit because they see that we're not on code. Look at this. Look at this. 131 watching and 57 likes. That's embarrassing. No wonder Von talking that shit. Like Von think, you know what I mean? Von think is you know what I mean? This is the space for tethers. No FBA love in the like section. I get it now. I can't even blame Von. Let me give Von back their wrench.
About it too, and I was like, oh, maybe that's why she went and,
It's deeper peace.
commented that. But I'm not on
Deeper
that
vibrations.
side on my For You page, so I was like so confused what's going on. So
That's
enlighten
so
me.
strange. I first of all, like, because I'm active on Twitter, which
Stormy weather, peace.
I'm
Yeah, the
tired
like
of
button.
Twitter.
Come on, y'all wild with the like
very
button.
much
though.
so. I need to be quiet sometimes. But
They really like, you act like y'all tethers.
on Twitter, they
The way y'all
have
don't
a
wanna
lot
like.
of those conflicts, those like topics that war a lot.
You know what's crazy? That we'll watch Math Hoffa, we'll watch Vlad, we'll watch DJ Academics, and we will like the video. Listen, when I used to watch Academics, he ain't never say like the video. Never, ever heard him say that. But FBA coons would be liking the video and be all obsessed with DJ Academics. You dig? And making this dude a millionaire. This dude ain't got no skill, no education, nothing. But he's a millionaire from content, YouTube content, and he's a goddamn tether. He's a real tether. He disrespect the FBAs. But you got people like myself, Afro-Elite, Alpha Male, whoever else out there, Alpha something, all FBAs. You dig? Ant CEO, and none of us are millionaires from FBA support. So that 1 point whatever $1 trillion, yo, we don't get that. We give that shit to tethers and white supremacists. Okay, we don't give that to FBAs. We don't. We're not the beneficiaries of that $1 trillion spending. You dig? We're not even like the lives, the likes. We're not recipients. We'll get that shit to Vlad, all culture vultures, Trap Lord Ross, all these devils and coons and tethers. We'll gladly watch Thomas Sowell and give him all the likes in the world. And none of these guys ever say like the video because they know FB is just gonna do it. We like to just hear information that demonizes us. Which is weird. But come on, man. Like, come on. Like, it's just be common courtesy. Yeah, what happened to Southern hospitality? You know what I mean? It's just hospitable to come into the live and just like the video. And nobody should tell you to do that. Nobody should inspire you or motivate you to like the video. That should be common goddamn sense at this point. With anybody you watch, not just me, not just FBA News and Updates, not just Unbiased Ron, everybody, Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, Professor Truth, Afro Elite, and CEO, everybody you watch, Urban Politics, the African Diaspora, Phil Scott, everybody you watch, it should be automatically, I like the video. The FBA, they represent us. Let them get their flowers. You dig? Let them.
Lot, and it's so annoying because it's like it causes so much division within just the Black community because if somebody, like if like a cop, for example, or maybe actually, yeah, I'm gonna use the cop example because like this is common. Very common. They're not gonna stop and ask, oh wait, what type of Black are you? You know, like what continent? Did you come out because or a lot sometimes, but on Twitter, they have a lot of those conflicts, those like topics that war a lot, and it's so
My fault. My nose hit the damn mute button. But what I'm saying is this analogy is stupid. This analogy that tethers share, that's goofy. Okay. There's no scenario where I'm being pulled over and I'm in the car with an African. Okay. The only time I will ever be in the car with an African if they are driving and I requested a Lyft or an Uber. Okay. There will be no scenario where I'm actually driving and there's an African in the car. This analogy is goofy, it's stupid, but how is it possible that all tethers use this example? How is that possible? Is that a coincidence? They all use this example. Even Jamaicans and Bohemians and all these Bohemian, all that stupid shit. Y'all not in my car like that. What the fuck is going on? When I'm driving, it's me, my son, and a relative or a friend that's FBA. Why they make this crazy ass analogy as though FBA's drive with tethers in the car, Indians, white people, white supremacists? No, we don't. That's not how we drive, man. And there ain't no Latino in my car when I'm driving. Like, what are we doing? Oh, a cop pull you over and it's Latinos and tethers and this person, that person. They don't differentiate. Man, shut up. I'm pulled over because of the goddamn Latino. I'm pulled over because of the goddamn tether. Because they are an informant and they snitched me out.
annoying because it's like it causes so much division within just the Black community, because if somebody, like if like a cop, for example, or maybe actually, yeah, I'm gonna use the cop example because like this is
All right, absolute. That's a flag. And I'm watching you. Can I give you a wrench? I'm watching you. You said, wait, how does she know she a tether? Absolute. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take your wrench. And you could earn it back later this week. But I'm gonna take your wrench. You might earn it this weekend. I'm gonna take your wrench. My boy, you don't think I watched this video before I went live? Okay, of course. Yeah, so A McMill, I'm gonna make you a moderator, which I already did. I'm gonna give you a lineage wrench. Franklin White, peace, man, long time. You dig? But yeah, Absolute 72. I took your wrench because you are flagged, right? You're flagged. Like you coming off as a cosplaying tether. Now, but you can prove yourself otherwise, or you don't have to. But I'm just letting you know right now, like you coming off as a cosplaying tether. Why would you think I'm playing this video? Why would you think that I'm playing this video and I don't know their ethnicities in advance? Both these women are immigrants, bro. So I took your wrench. Okay, I can't do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Okay. Wait. Okay. Look. I got you. Absolute. Call in. Hold on. Call in. That's the phone number right there. Call in. We ain't got to go back and forth no more. Absolute. Call in. Okay. You're smart, right? You're smart. You're witty. You can fuck with me. Okay. Here you go. Call in. That's the phone number. All right. We ain't got to play this game where you read my mind, reading your mind. That's the phone number. Call in, bruh. Prove yourself. Call in. I gave the phone number right there. All right. I'm gonna get the phone number a couple more times in a row. I want you to call in, buddy. Nobody else but you. I want you to call in, defend your bullshit. Okay, because I believe I did the right decision taking your rent. I believe you are a tether, 100%. You could prove me wrong. Call in.
common, very common. They're not gonna stop and ask, "Oh wait, what type of Black are you?" You know, like what
Yo,
continent?
how is it possible that every tether uses that same analogy? How is that possible? And they are tethers. Absolute. Just like you are a tether. But I gave you the phone number, boy. Call in. Or my suspicion is right. You are a tether, my boy. You got the phone number. call in.
Did you come from? Are you African? Are you Caribbean? Like, or are you Black
You're
American?
Black
Like,
American.
nobody's
Like-
asking. No one cares. Like, bro.
No, but I feel like that's where I'm so confused about, because I'm like, where is all this hate about boycotting African businesses? Even is that deep?
I could tell you where that I'm gonna get to that, but it's not. It's like, because I don't see other racial groups doing that. I don't see. I don't. Well, let me. Well, I don't know, because I'm not really in.
What other racial group would you say?
Because I was
does
just
that?
thinking about like how like Asian countries that have beef with each other, but
They
I don't
do?
think, but yeah. That's like,
I think if
politics and
anything, it's
stuff.
like South and North. Like
well, that's
they
Korea,
hate
yeah,
to
but
like say that, like you have to specify like I'm South Korean. If you don't, they kind of get offended. I've heard
that's,
that, but
yeah, like
All right, so these are tethers. First of all, the Jews boycotted Germany, right? Stores. You got Britons, the ones who felt like they were being taxed without representation. They boycotted. So boycotting is a human thing. A boycott happens when you believe you're not being respected. Okay, that's usually when a boycott happens, when you believe you're not being respected. So a tether is never in that position. So that's why they don't understand the reason for a boycott. And you see that damn tether absolute never called in. I put the phone number there for the absolute to call in. That piece of shit tether never called in. You see what I'm saying? That's why I knew I was right for taking his wrench. I knew he was a tether. See, I know a tether by your questions you ask or the comments you make. I know you're a tether. So I put the phone number there. He didn't call in. He knows better. So just like these women, they're tethers. Okay. Boycotting is a human attribute. You boycott when when you believe you're not being respected. You're being violated. That's when you boycott. But a tether doesn't know that. What have they ever boycotted? You dig? Like these people shit in the streets. Okay. All right. So let me look at the chat. A. McMill said we must delineate. We must check all tethers at the gate. Random Instigate says my sons ain't playing with tethers. Andre Townsell says FB family, let's make sure we boycott the Shaka Khan movie. I'm definitely watching that bullshit. Maxwell Jenkins says if you want him to call in and stop his ability to comment. Oh, no, he's out of here. Once I give you the phone number, so if he doesn't call in, family, and this guy chats in right there, anybody can hide him from the channel, delete him. Once I give a suspected tether the phone number and they don't call in, you delete that person. If he comments, you delete him. Okay, he's fair game. You delete his ass. Majestic, peace. Yeah. Snatch, Adam 69, peace to you. Once I take somebody wrench and I give them the ability to call in to represent themselves correctly and they don't, you block their ass if they try to communicate in the chat. There ain't no communication, bro. Your only communication is calling in. Okay, let me get your ass out of here. Get your bum ass out of here. You dig? You over here messing with us at our cookout. You mad as hell, bro. You mad that we don't need you. We don't need your view. Your one view. You mad as hell. Yo, Tethers, you're not welcome here, bro. You don't add nothing. We don't want your views. We don't want your donations. We don't want your subscription. We don't want your likes. Get out of here. We're good.
that I know, like back,
Aspiring Heights, peace.
history-wise, Japan and China had conflict. China has
Your
conflict
granddaddy
even
nurse.
within
Yeah, he gonna
themselves
get
in
the boot.
Taiwan. And I'm not about to get into politics,
Oh
but
no, yeah, no. We don't bow like again, like Jewish people. Jewish people, when they feel like they're disrespected, they don't care about money. They don't care about fame. They don't care about influence. They want you out of there. Okay. The LGBTQI plus, same thing with them. Once you disrespect their community, they don't care about your money, your fame, your influence, your apology. They want you out of there. They're canceling you. Same over here with FBAs. You dig? Once you disrespect us, you're out of here. Your views, subscription, donations, keep it. We'll give it back to you. You dig? You're out of here.
Hey, it's your girl Lydia.
And I'm
Shadow in the building. Shadow first. Shadow 1SD says when you speak about us, usually is rooted in ignorance, but we're dealing with people who really don't know us. Exactly. Urban commute, they stink. 100%. That's why that root work you did. They got to deal with that. Ramses, the FBA says, listen how they take the. Okay, he gonna rewrite what he said. Yeah, man, we're not dealing with tether hate. We don't want no tether donations. We don't know no tether super chats, cash chats. We don't no tether subscription likes. Just get up out of here, man. This is a lineage based channel. You dig? This ain't for tethers or white supremacists. Y'all can go. So now I'm gonna fast forward this where I really want it to be. So I played that part where they act like they don't understand. Okay, so now I got it right around. I could have sworn it was in a 20-minute. But anyway, let's go. Yeah, I could have sworn it was down here somewhere. Okay, yeah, right here. This where we at. Okay, right here.
this other crazy stuff, and it's like I showered before
Born
I
in
came.
peace.
Like
African Phil.
my mom had this
and
like
GPS
Powerpuff
also.
Girls perfume that she bought me. Like
Buckhorse
all
DC
of this
peace.
stuff started when I was like in elementary school, where they would do all of this, and it was just one of them things where I always knew that Black Americans really just did not like Africans. And
Okay, that's a lie. Okay, we already exposed that. You African booty scratchers. Okay, you guys were taught, you already admitted that your parents told you guys to stay away from us. You already had biased views about us coming into the country. Then you guys said you got it from the movies you watch. So yes, if you have biased views about us from the movies you watch, and you teach your kids those biased views about us, and your nappy head booty scratching kid goes to school in the 3rd grade and distance himself away from FBAs when we're trying to like align ourselves with them, we're gonna look at you as weird and we're gonna clown you, we're gonna roast you, we're gonna point you out, we're gonna expose you. But it all started with you because you came into the country with views about us already, okay, to stay away from us. So yes, so we sense that. We pick up our 7, 8, 9-year-old FBA kids, sense that right away, picked that up and cooked you. And then came home and told us. And we said, why you do that? And they explained, hey, they being standoffish. They're acting like they ain't Black. We like, all right, good job, son. Good job, daughter. Yeah, you're right. You deserve that.
it was so insane to
Rico
me,
Miller.
like when I got a little bit older, and I want to say like college, I randomly started seeing people embracing Africans and African culture. And
That's a goddamn lie. This chick is lying. I didn't start wearing dashikis until a couple years ago when I was like, it was kind of like hot. It was lit. And that was just for a summer. So there was never a time where we were just African out. Like, you know what I mean? What she's referencing Pan-Africanists like Baba Smalls, Dr. Mayat, Unc West, Brother Reggie, Brother Polite. Like she's referencing Pan-Africanists, Shaka Amos. Yo, they are the super minority. My girl, trust me, FBAs don't embrace Africa, nothing. Okay?
dark-skinned woman, because I used to get bullied for being dark-skinned. And I was so confused because like I remember like at one point being ashamed to even like you know like not really ashamed to be African, because I was never like just
Like you have to.
Wait, no. You just said it. You were ashamed to be African. You just said it. Now all of a sudden it's not. But explain what you're ashamed to be. Go ahead, tell us.
hide.
like not even like I just don't lead like I mean like before like when, and I'm talking about I was like 11.
No. Okay, she's backtracking, and she said she's 11, 5th grade. If she's 11, she's in the 5th grade. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Like these guys are talking about elementary school. Listen to this. Listen to this bed wench.
African, because I was never like just
Like you have to hide.
like not even like I just don't lead like I mean like before like when, and I'm talking about I was like 11, 12, like you know, like kid,
See,
like a
see, like a kid. This bed wench is talking about when she's 11 years old and she's being standoffish because her parents told her to stay away from FBA kids. Okay, when FBA kids are trying to like include you and you're being standoffish, yes, we're gonna cook you. Okay, the cooking starts. The roasting starts. Once you're being standoffish and you're not trying to involve yourself, what we doing, and we invited you freely with a friendly invitation. Once you reject that and be standoffish like a white supremacist, yes, it's Cook City. So you deserve it. You got cooked.
A kid, I wouldn't
Yeah,
lead
exactly. Hazardous shit. She's stuttering and lying. Okay, and she got cooked, and I'm glad FBA's cooked your ass.
with it. Like, I wouldn't, like, or like my mom would be speaking Hausa to me, and then I would be responding to her in English instead of responding to her in Hausa. Like, and then just saving just
Right, because you're in America, you bad wench. You better learn our goddamn English or get your ass deported.
speaking Hausa when I get, when we're home or when I'm not around people. And
Exactly.
and
That's
but
about
when
right.
I got like I want to say like high school, I stopped giving a crap. Like, I
Right,
was
and that's when the delineation started. Once you got to high school, you start getting a crap and start speaking your filthy language. And guess what we did? We stayed away from your black ass. Okay, you're not even black. You're African ass. We stayed away from you. Once you start to disrespect our culture and our language and our country and speak the African tongue, we backed away. Okay, so what's the complaint?
just like, yeah, this is me. And I had like other African friends, and I was just very comfortable.
Yeah.
And
So stay in your African enclave, okay, and stop talking about FBAs. Yeah, leeches. All of their show is about FBAs. These leeches don't talk about Africa at all on their show. Everything is about FBA news and updates. That's all they talk about. Nothing about Africa.
all that. So then, like now imagine, so, we went through a period of hate, then went through like a period of embrace, especially when Afrobeats was so popular and Wizkid and,
No. Afrobeats are not that popular. That shit garbage. Okay. It's not garbage, but it's okay. I don't mind an African beat here and there. Some songs are decent, not bad. I don't mind listening to it. I'll be, dancing, whatever, or grooving, but it can get boring after a while.
everybody, it was here, and it was just so that everybody, oh, you have like, oh, you lit, oh, you African, you lit, blah blah, whatever, like, and
Yeah, FBAs, listen, family, I could say one thing. You guys know, we ain't never say African culture is lit over our culture. That's a goddamn lie. All right, we ain't never do that shit. We might have embraced it and said a song or two is good, just like there's some Jamaican song. Bob Marley was a good artist. Okay, Shabba Ranks, Shaggy, some Jamaican artists are actually very good, and we respect their music and we give them flowers. But we don't think none of that shit is better than our music. So let's not get it twisted.
it was like this widespread embrace, and then now
That's
it's
a lie.
going back into that same old and I feel like what's making it a little bit different now is that the African people are fighting back against
Fighting back. You guys are hating. You guys are hating back. That's all you guys doing. You're not fighting nothing. You guys are fleers. You're hating back. What are you talking about?
that, and then it's creating a back and forth, because it's like, no, like I can't sit there and say like, oh,
So again, you see, all of these filthy immigrants that do this, not all, but the ones that do it are filthy. They just blame FBA. We are just a problem child of Africa. That's who we are to them. Just troublemakers. We're stupid, like Roland Martin says, and that's how they believe about us. So go ahead and speak your truth, tetherist woman.
this one group is doing this to this group, and like, it's from both sides. Like there's Africans who are like, like they'll antagonize the Black Americans and say like,
Why?
oh, y'all don't have no culture, which is
Okay, but that's a lie though. See, yeah. So yeah, these guys can't but help tell the truth in the midst of their deception and lies. Why are you saying we don't have a culture when you're looking like our culture? Your very look right now, ma'am. We're looking at you. You are looking like a foundational Black American, or you're trying to. So you can't say we don't have our culture and you're looking like our women. You're bugging. And you're speaking our language and you're using our slang and you're saying we don't have a culture. That's the utmost disrespect. But carry on.
Very false statement, by the way. Like, that is
Of
extremely
course it is.
false.
That's just
and
hate.
I hate.
So, okay, so what are our false statements? What do we say about you Africans that's false? So you just said something. You just said Africans say something about FBAs that's clearly false. Okay, so what do we say about Jamaicans, the Caribbean, and Africans that's actually legitimately false? Tell us, what is false?
Any African person who says that and perpetuates that is a terrible take. Like,
Oh, we know
are you
that.
dumb?
But what do we say that's false?
We see
Are we dumb?
I
American
feel
culture
like,
all around us.
yeah, that's true. But I remember whenever that had happened, right? There was a kid that had left that school to transfer to my high school at that time. And I remember like that, I kept thinking about that because I'm like, why? Like, you know what I mean? So I asked him because he was from that school. And I was like, oh, why would she say that? You know? And then she was like, well, because you don't act black. And I was like, oh, well, I'm from Africa though. So like, what?
Right. That's my argument. You're from Africa. You're not black. Okay, we agree there.
If I'm not black, then what do I act? Like, what am
You
I supposed
act African. You act African. Is that hard to do? To act like yourself. Just act like yourself. Is it hard to act like yourself, or you are on co-pilot cosplaying? You dig? What's going on?
to act like? You know what I mean? And I feel like, and then he even said himself, he was like, sometimes
So Keziah, let me get Keziah. Let me make Keziah moderator. Keziah said, "I never went to school with any Africans." And yeah, I went to like the only African I remember in middle school is one African. I don't remember two Africans. Where's Chad Smith, man? Me and Chad Smith went to the same school. So Keziah said, "New subscriber here. I appreciate the FBA love and support." Well, Keziah, we gave you we made you a moderator, and you have a lineage love wrench. Okay, all we ask now, you just like the video. I'm guessing that we have as many likes as we have viewers by now. Let's just check. No, that's embarrassing. Family, come on now. You're making these tethers win. Okay. Why are we down on likes? Just like the video. Let's just go on. Just like this. It don't take but 5 seconds. Like the video. Let's carry on with the live.
though I wish I kind of knew where I came from, like my backbone, you know, because it's like, okay, I was born here, I was born in Niagara Falls.
DNA.
Yeah, but that's something that he would say because, and then I mean, whenever he said like I didn't act black, whatever, I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
It wasn't in a negative way, and he was genuinely like, oh, I would like to know, like if I'm from here, Nigeria, that would be so cool. Like I want to try, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like just to get to know where
maybe
you're from.
that's what. Going back to like what you're saying, but I know like they have like hip hop and how it's like all that stuff. So
Like it's not just that, like, you know, it's even part of the food, like in language, like Ebonics. Well, nobody calls it Ebonics anymore. I do.
what is
African American vernacular.
yeah, and then I also
English or
heard
whatever,
something
like,
too.
I'm not. Yeah.
I also heard something too about African Americans were saying that we Africans are sucking up to the white people and that we not learning the history of black people. And
What does that have to do with sucking up to white people?
because they feel like we're like the same way the guy said that I was not acting black, maybe like he thought I was acting white. So maybe that is like
And how
that's what
and
they
how
mean
and
by
how
that.
does one do that either?
No,
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. That I
Like-
feel like whenever I came to this country, I came and I only knew the history from back home. Like now, it's like you have to learn certain things, like going up. But like my grandma would tell you, like don't let the past kind of dictate you, as in like in the present, right? So for instance, if you get me personally, like whenever I get pulled over by the police, I don't
Panther Jones.
go like, oh yeah, why are you pulling me over? Like this is so like because they're just doing their jobs.
Yeah.
So me not being
They're doing it. Yeah, this tether said the police is doing their job when they pull her black ass over. And she ain't black. They pull her African ass over. Yo, they pulled you over because they think you're black. Okay, but when they run your place, you got a African name. You dig? That's what happens. Okay, they're doing their job. You've been racial profiled, but you don't understand that. You know why? Because racism isn't a thing in the Caribbean. Racism isn't a thing in Haiti. Racism isn't a thing in Africa. Racism may be a thing in South Africa, man, it's most definitely a thing in America. So that's why you don't even know why you're pulled over, you dumb bimbo. You've been racially profiled and you don't know. They're doing their job. Stupid. You don't understand racial profiling, systemic racism, white supremacy because you're in a country where that's not the case. You guys are in a country where African on African crime thrives. Okay? So you don't even know you're being racial profiled, bimbo. You big dummy.
Being like that towards them, or like being like
Panther
disrespectful, or
Jones,
raising my voice
American
and
Peace.
disliking them or whatever, doesn't make me that okay. I'm sucking up
Mama
to
Des.
the white.
Yeah.
people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I
you
I
understand
get
what
what
I'm
you're
saying?
saying. Like,
So-
I'm just
Yes, you are sucking up because you're being racially profiled and don't know because there's no racism in your country. That's why.
like
Yeah, but so-
chilling. Like, sometimes you just gotta chill.
and then 9 times out of 10 they'll let you go out of your ticket because it's like they're doing
Hey, yo, let me make Dave Young a moderator. Hey, Dave Young, I'm gonna give you a lineage wrench, brothers. Like the video, subscribe. He said these mayos love these tethers. Exactly. These are just bimbos, clueless bimbos. We got a super chat, a lineage love super chat. Hazardous shit says for this. He said this is. They said this is for the cause. FBA, the lineage, pride, freedmen. Exactly, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Yeah, man. We gonna oust these tethers, man.
they're doing their
Hey,
job.
peace,
Like imagine
That
walking
happened to
up
me a
to
few
a
Hold on.
car.
times.
Let me give Hampton let me make Hampton a moderator and let me give Hampton a lineage wrench as well. Hampton, same thing, family. Just like the video, subscribe and tune in. I'm 8 p.m. live tonight, but I'm normally live more consistently in the morning. I try to go live in the evening. It's not a guarantee, but it's almost a guarantee I'll be live in the morning.
And you don't even know if they're armed, what you're walking up to.
Yeah.
You are gonna be nervous, and then you get met with disrespect. It's
animosity
going
is
to blow out
crazy.
of proportion. You know what I mean? So that doesn't mean that I'm sucking up to this type of person or you sucking up to that type. It's just like you
No, you are though. You need to ask us. Don't assess yourself. Never assess yourself. Ask us, are you sucking up? And the answer is yes.
follow the rules because to us we're in a foreign land, right? So it's like when you go to Rome,
No, you are absolutely in a foreign land. That's absolutely correct. You're a foreigner, so you're in a foreign land. This ain't your homeland.
you do what
Like, you're
Romans
talking
do.
about like from this perspective
Of
of
the
like
Africans,
African being
like,
somewhere new.
being
yeah.
somewhere
I
new,
wanted,
like,
yeah,
right.
I wanted you to like.
We're not
yeah.
from here. We are like in a foreign land. If you come and they tell you like this is gonna end you in jail, we know what we got back home and the people we have to provide for. You're
Yeah,
not
so
going to
it's
want to
like, yeah.
risk yourself to do that.
Oh, okay, I got it. So you're compromised. Right. So we can't do so now, family. I hope you're hearing this. We can't do anything with them. They're fearing to go to jail because they can't provide for their family back in their third world country. So what can we do with them who's living based on fear? They're living on the edge of fear. We are fearless. And they're living on the edge of fear. You just heard her. She's living on the edge of fear. So she can afford to risk whatever is there for the cause of FBA. So yeah, you're useless then. You are useless.
And then 9 times out of 10, like the jobs that you
About like from this perspective
of
of,
the
like
Africans,
African being
like,
somewhere new.
Aaron
being
Israel,
somewhere
peace.
new,
I wanted,
like,
yeah,
right.
I wanted you to like.
We're not from
yeah.
here. We are like in a foreign land. If you come and they tell you like this is gonna end you in jail, we know what we got back home and the people we have to provide for.
Uh-oh.
You're
Yeah,
not
so
going to
it's
want to
like, yeah.
risk yourself to do
Uh-oh.
that. And then 9 times out of 10, like the jobs that you might think like remember whenever
somewhere new.
Aaron
being
Israel,
somewhere
peace.
bring like everything in here, and I'm like
Willie.
Americans
Yeah.
are not
Lee
going to do
Duffy.
factory line work, but some
Hey,
African
what? Say that again. They be saying some stupid shit. What happened?
everything in here, and I'm like
Yeah.
Americans are not going to do factory line work.
Why wouldn't we do factory line work? Yo, why do people say that about us? Why wait, what poll are they taking? Like this comes from Jasmine Crockett, that dog. What poll are they taking that we don't take certain jobs? They be making shit up and it becomes a stereotype, so therefore they don't hire us for those positions. What makes you believe we don't do factory line work? You're a goddamn liar. Like I'm back in Jersey. I'm like here like barely a week. I'm not working right now. I got some stuff lined up, but I'll take a factory job if it pays a livable wage. I'm not taking factory line work for $15 an hour. Not in Jersey. It should be $23, 20 at least base minimum $23 and higher. You dig? See, illegal immigrants mess that up. They trying to take advantage of American citizens. Why wouldn't we do factory line work? Factory line work is easy as hell. Why wouldn't we do that? See, these tethers just make shit up, man. Like most of my resume is based on factory line work. Hey, what are you talking about? What I mean, not recent resume, but earlier, man, like my 20s to like 30s. I'm 47, so in my 20s and 30s, I took factory line work. What are you talking about? I worked at Buckhead Beef Company, a meat distribution company in Edison, New Jersey. What are you talking about? We do factory line work.
That is extremely false, and I hate any African person who
Yeah, and it pays
says
good.
that and perpetuates that. That is
Flowers
a
galore.
terrible
It's
take.
just lying.
Like, are you dumb? We see Black
I
American
feel like,
culture all around us.
yeah, that's true.
Are you dumb? Like still taking our language as slang. It's crazy.
But I remember whenever that had happened,
Hampton,
right? There was a
peace.
kid that had left that school to transfer to my high school at that time. And I remember like that, I kept thinking about that because I'm like, why? Like, you know what I mean? So I asked him because he was from that school. And I was like,
Wait. So we got wait. Let me see. Let me see. We got some lineage love. We got some lineage love. We got some lineage love. Let's shout them out. We got Snatch 'em Adam 69. He says we work hard, niggas. We work hard for what we get. We don't beg the white man. We don't use his assistance programs, niggas. We got Donnie Williams in the chat, 1212, FBA DOS, 100%. We are foundational Black American, descendants of slaves. That's 100% accurate acronym.
oh, why would she say that?
Wait, hold up. We got
You know,
Sport
and then
Lee.
she was like,
Whoa,
well, because
relax, Tethers. So Sport Lee says, but using our links. So that exactly. Let me make Sport Lee a moderator. Let me give Sport Lee a lineage rent. Sport Lee, all we ask back from you is just like the video, subscribe, and tune in as much as you can. I understand you're busy. You got other content creators you rock with, but as much as you can, tune in over here and see what we got going on. You dig? Show love over here.
you don't act Black. And
William
I was
Johnson,
like, oh,
lineage,
well,
of
I'm
course.
from
Peace to
Africa
you.
though. So like, what, if I'm not Black, then what do I act? Like, what am I supposed
You act like a goddamn African, okay?
to act like? You know what I mean? And I feel like, and then he even said himself, he was like, sometimes though, I wish I kind of knew where I came from, like my backbone, you know, because it's like, okay, I was born here, I was born in Niagara Falls.
Like,
Yeah, but that's something that he would say because, and then I mean, whenever he said like, I didn't act Black, whatever, I think we talked about this.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sport-
It wasn't in a
Sport Lee.
negative way. And he was genuinely like, oh, I would like to know, like if I'm from here, Nigeria, that would be so cool. Like I want to try, you know what I mean?
yeah, like
So
just to get to
Yeah, but he's okay. An FBA person will never be from Nigeria. An FBA person will never be from anywhere in Africa. It's going to, if you do a 23andMe, and you did African and me, whatever that shit is, Ancestry Me, it's going to tell you you're going to have a small percentage of this country in Africa, an even smaller percentage of this country in Africa, and even a smaller percentage of this country. You dig? So you're not from none of those places. You can't be 23% Nigerian and claim Nigerian. That's where you're from. You're a goddamn lie. And they're going to see it the same way. Just like you can't be 15% Nova Scotia and say you're a Nova Scotian or a Russian. You dig? That's a bold-faced lie. Okay, so all of that shows is what makes you foundational Black American. You're small percentages of countries globally, but you're never a large majority of those countries. You're small percentages of random countries globally, And that's what makes you foundation Black American. That's your ethnogenesis. That's exactly what an ethnogenesis is. Your small percentages of random countries, okay? Globally. You're not a large percentage at all. Under 40 at best, if that.
Know where you're
Maybe
from.
that's what, going back to like what you're saying, but I know like they have like hip hop and how it's like all that stuff. So
Like it's not just that, like, you know, it's even part of the food, like in language, like Ebonics. Well, nobody calls it Ebonics anymore.
I call it Ebonics. They say AAVE.
African American.
Oh yeah, the lights are definitely up. Thank you,
yeah,
family,
and then
for
I
liking the
also
video.
heard
Whatever,
something
like,
too.
I'm not. Yeah.
I also heard something too about African Americans were
Keziah,
saying
peace.
that we
Keziah says those DNA tests are just for entertainment purposes only. Keziah, we went into that, and then brother, that's all I'm gonna say to you is that does not mean what you think it means. Those DNA tests are very much accurate, but they gotta say for DNA purposes only. That's just what the FDA required for them to do. But it doesn't mean that they're a joke. All right. So yeah, we definitely touched on it already. Thank you for, your input, but it doesn't mean that they're not serious and they're not accurate. Okay. It just means that because they are not linked with medicine and things like that, the FDA make them use a disclaimer that says for entertainment purposes only, but that does not mean they're for entertainment. Okay. A quick Google search and you'll understand why that's there and how accurate they are. Okay. So just as brother to brother, or family to family, I just want to say that to you so you don't be misled to believe they're not to be taken serious. They are to be taken serious, and they're very accurate.
like we Africans are sucking up to the white people, and that we not learning the history of Black people.
Yeah, great comment by H. Peace, bro. Well, Hampton says DNA tests are flawed. Brother, nothing is absolute. Everything's going to have flaws, but DNA tests are more accurate than they are inaccurate. And that's a simple Google search. You dig? You ain't got to argue with unbiased Ron, FBA News Channel, your brother of the same lineage. Just Google it. You dig? And you'll see that they're more accurate than they are inaccurate. But I'm not going to debate that today. That's not the topic. The topic is tethers. You dig? We're talking about tethers. But H says 40 plus million can't carry 1.5 billion. Exactly. That's a beautiful
And
comment.
What does that have to do with sucking up to white people?
Because they feel like we're like the same way the guy said that I was not acting Black. Maybe like he thought I was acting white. So maybe that is like that's what they mean
and
by
how
that.
does one do that either?
No,
Like,
but that's
Okay, you want to know? Just repeat the talking points of white supremacists and you're acting white, in which y'all been doing the whole podcast.
what I'm saying. That I feel like whenever I came to this country, I came and I only knew the history from back home. Like now it's like you have to learn certain things like going up. But like my grandma would tell you, like, don't let the past kind of dictate you as in like in the present, right? So for instance, if you get me personally, like whenever I get pulled over by the police, I don't go like, oh yeah, why are you pulling me over? Like this is so like, because they're just doing their job.
Yeah, but why are you getting pulled over in the first place? How are you driving? You're most likely driving like I ain't gonna say it.
I didn't even know that was a discourse. That's crazy. Like, because it's like, it's not, like it is. And especially with like the way this country is right.
I am gonna say it. You're most likely driving like a goddamn immigrant. That's why you're getting pulled over, because you're most likely driving like an immigrant. I am gonna say, I changed my mind. I am gonna say it. You're being pulled over because you're most likely driving like an immigrant and you're not driving like an American citizen, okay? That's why you were pulled over.
Right now, and like the current administration, a lot of people are watching their backs just, because they've been rounding anybody up, even citizens. So like, I'm not gonna do what I mean, I was born here, so like, I'm not saying like
Another super chat is in the building. same brothers, same family from the lineage. Okay, this is Snatch Adam 69. He says $10 donation, super chat donation, lineage love. Adam says allegedly the 500 Nigerians were using the same death certificate, just changing the dates. No vision. They got a hashtag. They got to be more careful. Whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. Hell Hydra. Wow. Same death certificate, just changing the dates. Yeah, these guys are master scammers, yo. Master scammers.
I mean, if he's gonna
I'm just
deport
saying,
them,
like-
you need to deport your wife first.
So Ezek says, Ron, explain why animal DNA specimens come back as human DNA. Just saying, well, this ain't the show for that, but I heard that. So you know what I'm gonna do, Ezek? I'm gonna do a separate live, but please believe I'm like pro science. I'm not pseudoscience. And the DNA tests are all I can keep saying to you is that they're accurate. So maybe something you're watching a YouTube video, a TikTok video, and it's not accurately representing a DNA test. So what you got to do, family, is ask. Stop watching TikTok, stop watching YouTube videos, and just ask your AI. We all have AI. Just ask your AI how accurate the DNA tests are and ask them about the animal thing, and you'll get your answer. But I will do a separate live addressing that because I see that's a stumbling block for some of folks of the same lineage. Be Sincere says, since when did African women start dressing like these two? Exactly, Be Sincere. That's the whole point. They're cosplaying as FBA queens at the same time disrespecting FBA queens. Okay, but let me make you a moderator. Be sincere, and all I ask in return is just to like and subscribe to the video. Okay. Like and subscribe to the video.
These are facts.
Because she's not from here.
But like from like that person that has like shaky papers, you know, like you know, there's a few of them that be having shaky papers. They're not gonna want to do anything that might bring any type of like attention to them. So they're just like gonna be super law abiding.
You be sleepy?
But I still don't like the I don't like the wars. It doesn't make any sense. Like it's not I feel like people.
So now they say all this hateful stuff, and then they have the nerve to say they don't like the war. Meanwhile, they are the war. You dig? They are the war. They are the ones who are waging war on us, but they don't like the war. Come over here. Yeah, good job. Good job. They don't like the war, but they are the reason for the war. They're waging the war. You dig? Out of jealousy and envy. Interesting to hear from these folks. They throw rocks and hide their hands and then become a Karen. You dig, an African Karen, and say we're the problem.
People find comfort in conflict, which is so weird. Like they find like misery loves company. Like
because I said I can't stand tethers and their anchor babies or tether anchor babies. Right. Well, the anchor babies are very confused because they don't come from their country. So they don't really know they're from, they don't really know they're foreign, right? Because their parents are hiding that fact from them. So they really live a life as a FBA until they talk to one of us and we ask them, hey, where you from? Oh, I'm America. Really? Where your parents from? Oh, from the islands or Africa. Oh, okay. You're not FBA. Oh, yeah, but I am because I lived the whole life of like an FBA. Yeah, you were cosplaying, but you're not FBA. And that reality crushes their reality.
Like, it's so crazy because it's like, what are we fighting for? Like, why are we fighting? What is the end goal? What do you accomplish at the end?
We're not fighting at all. We're minding our business. We're delineating, we're disaggregating, and we're self-identifying. You guys are fighting. Ain't no end goal. You guys are fighting. What is your end goal? Your end goal is to replace us. We know that.
End of this. Like what is the goal?
I'm
What's the
unique.
point?
Boycotting them.
But to what? And I'm not gonna lie, I've seen so many videos of women Black American woman saying, I'm not boycotting shit. And I love
They're not Black American. They're allegedly Black American women. They are suspected tethers. Okay.
like, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's
They don't even understand why the boycott, or they don't even want to understand why the boycott. And again, the woman said that she didn't expect the mass national boycott among FBA. She just said she's expressing what she wants to do as an individual. It just caught on fire amongst FBA. So she said that. She said she never intended this to be something national. It just picked up that way because that's the way the internet works. So for these tethers to downplay it and disrespect it and not even want to know why one person wants to boycott, it just lets us know why we just can't get along with them, man. We just can't, and we have to delineate.
another thing too. Like I said, it's not all of them that is being like, oh, we hate
exactly,
Africans. No,
exactly.
like
Wait, when did we ever say we hate Africans? So Terry says DNA ancestry tests cannot be used in court. Uh, uh, okay, so Terry, I'm gonna stop right there. Terry, all you gotta do is late tonight. I'll be live tomorrow morning. I'll be up, fresh, and ready. Terry, all I ask you to do is just pull up tomorrow morning if you're free, or pull up tomorrow 8 p.m., 8 p.m., closer to 8 p.m., not around 10 p.m. like now, because I'm gonna start winding down. But Terry, just pull up either 8 a.m. tomorrow or 8 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll talk about DNA used in court. Okay, because it doesn't mean what you think it means, but I'm open to have those conversations. You dig? And like I said, just do your due diligence and pull up and let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Because I stand on what I stand on and I'm confident. You dig? So I'm ready.
I feel like I've seen, or maybe it's just my algorithm. I've seen so much more positive, like, rather than like the negative.
Negative,
And then,
yeah,
and I'm so happy I haven't engaged much with the negative because I'm not. One thing I wanted to mention, I am 100% okay with someone claiming to be Black American, but not African American.
All right, Terry, I'm fair game. Okay, if you want to teach me tomorrow, okay, then just pull up 8 a.m. I will be live almost 100%. Yeah, that's obvious if I wake up alive, if I'm not sickly and no emergency. If it's a regular morning, Terry, I will be live 8 a.m. Just pull up and teach me. My name is Unbiased Sports. I'm open to be taught. Okay. But all I ask from you is understand that you are a guest. Okay. And when you say things, I'm probably going to want further clarification. And I want to understand what you're saying. So I'm going to probably stop you I'm not going to let you rant for 20 minutes. Okay. This ain't the rant show. Okay. This is the FBA News and Updates. So just be prepared for that. When you say some things and I find it faulty, I'm probably going to ask you, hey, where you get that from, Terry? What website? What reading? What book? Okay, so just be prepared to be stopped periodically for clarification. When I explain something, because I'm a real teacher who gets paid in real life, I don't mind being stopped because my elementary students stop me often to ask for clarity. I teach chess, a difficult game, right? And I teach primarily elementary children, and they're going to stop me often to, hey, what is this? Mr. Harrison, what is that? And I got to stop and be patient and smile and say, hey, that's this, that's that. So same thing with you. When you come on tomorrow, like you say you are, 8 a.m. or sometime in the morning, and we start talking and I'm confused or it's not making sense to me, I'm going to stop you and ask you a question. Don't get offended. People get offended. They're not real teachers. You said teacher me. If you get offended from a student's question, you're not a real teacher. Okay, that's all. That's what I'm saying. But most times than not, I'm usually the only paid teacher that I converse with. Everybody wants to be a teacher, but they don't get paid one penny, and that's to me that's hilarious. Okay, I'm the only paid teacher that I ever spoke to in my YouTube career, but everybody claims to be a teacher.
which is like the only label that
Okay, wait, sports back in the building. Let me get Sparks. I'm bugging. I need my glasses. Hey, Sparks, I'm gonna make you a moderator. All I ask in exchange is for you to like, subscribe, and pull up as much as possible. I'm live 8 a.m. and sometimes I'm live 8 p.m. All I ask you to do is like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you know when I'm live again. And like I said, I'm investing in something in a channel tomorrow or Saturday, and you guys are going to see the investment, physically see the investment sometime next week. Okay.
we
Wait, you
have.
said what?
So you know how like in the racial groups here
Oh yeah, Sparks, you already got one.
in like America and like how you got to tick a box and it's always like African American. And there are some like for example Raven Simone who said, I'm not African American, I'm Black American. Like we've had way too many generations of my family in this country, and the only culture I know is Black culture.
Yeah, I didn't say Terry, I didn't say you're non-FBA. Okay, so FBAs, we're 43 million deep. We're not a monolith. We're gonna disagree with each other, and that's why I'm open to that. It doesn't bother me. I don't expect Sparks to agree with everything I say. I don't expect FBA Convo. I don't expect Carlos Magus. I don't expect Flowers Galore to agree with my assessments. What about OGTV? I missed him. He said, let's keep spreading the truth about what FBA is. We can't let them control the narrative. Okay, so let me give OGTV 45 a lineage wrench. Let me make him a moderator. So let me just ask you outright, Terry, are you FBA, Adolf Friedman? If you are, if you could trace your lineage back to slavery or somewhere close, I'm gonna give you a lineage wrench. Real simple. Just because you disagree doesn't mean you don't get a wrench if you're of the lineage. You know what I mean? Real simple. Because we're gonna disagree, and it's okay. And guess what? We might agree to disagree, and that's okay. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. That doesn't mean you're not of the lineage or we're enemies. No, you're still family. Like family disagrees sometimes.
I don't know anything about African culture, so I'm gonna claim
Okay.
like to be. And
So then they need to add that to the list.
I feel like they really.
All right. So now, Terry, I'm now going to give you the phone number, okay? Because you're saying more. I was going to, allow you to come back later and have this conversation. But Terry, I'm going to give you the phone number today. And I'm sorry to say this to you, you might get mad at me, but if you don't call in tonight, I'm going to block you, okay? Because I believe you're a distraction. I believe you're a distraction. So prove me wrong, Terry. I'm gonna give you the phone number. Call in right now. Okay, so hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, Terry, if you don't call in, I'm gonna block you. Okay, real simple. Because I was going to let you just talk your trash and maybe call in the next day and we'll have a discussion. But since you're carrying on tonight and you're saying you disagree with certain things, now you have no choice on this live. You got to call in now. So now, family, it's 9:55 Eastern time. If Terry don't call in by 10 p.m., you can block him or I'm going to block him. Okay, doesn't matter. But Terry will not be here he will not be here 10:01. So Terry, the phone number is in it's there. It's visible. I'm gonna paste it a few more times. Terry, if you don't call in, I'm going to block you. Real simple, because now you're just, to me, you're just trolling. Okay, so I put the phone number 1,000 times in the chat. Now you're required to call in or you're out of here. Real simple.
And not really as like not really. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Be sincere. The heathen sold us to the white man. Peace, Tiger. Aaron, Israel, peace. So Terry, you got to call in or you're out of here, man. By 10:01, you won't be in this chat. I guarantee that.
I feel like, you know how like when it's like they'll put like the Hispanic Latino like and it's like its own separate category because it's not technically like A
Yo,
race.
yo, yo. This guy Terry said I'm running from a typed question. I'm allowing him to ask me the question in real time on the live before 116 people. And he said I'm running from a typed question. Terry, you can speak English, right? So just ask me the question, human to human. Okay? Yo, this guy, he's already running. I knew it. I knew it. I'd be calling their bluff. I know he's not gonna call in.
I feel like they need to do something like that to like branch it, like branch it or whatever. But like but I feel like
You
it's
got
time
Like
that
you got
have like
4 minutes, Terry.
Africans and then have
You're out of here,
slash Black
buddy.
Americans.
or like
Or
something like,
We're
and I'm
counting
not
it
saying
down.
that like, and I don't feel like it should
This
cause
guy
any type of
said
like,
he said I'm not answering a chat question. Ask me in real life, in real time. I will answer. I don't run from questions. I gave you the phone number. I'm allowing you to ask me the question in real time before a live chat. So now if I don't answer, then I'm running. But you got to call in first, or you're out of here, Terry. You won't be here after 10:01. I guarantee that,
divide, division, or
or
whatever.
after 10
I
o'clock
feel like this is
Eastern
more of a
time.
matter of ethnicity rather than like race. Does that make sense?
I guarantee that.
All right.
I
feel like
look,
Now
like
look how dumb these bimbos is. Like these bimbos don't even know the difference between ethnicity and race.
if somebody could be not disabled and want to be labeled as disabled and
no, that's
Terry,
not no.
somebody
Like,
call
listen,
in.
listen, because I mean whenever now they have like other now they've added like
yeah,
other
yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah,
list.
yeah, yeah.
If somebody could be a he and they want
Who said that? Who said that? Donnie Williams said Terry trying to stick up for these tethers on the video, right? Somebody said tethers are cowards. And I missed that comment. Damn. Oh, I see it. Carlos Magus said tethers are cowards, and I really believe that. Terry, we're not speaking face to face. We can't wrestle or fight. You dig? This ain't no reality show. You dig? You're just calling in and talking with your voice. I don't even require you show your video, show your face. I'm saying you're calling in, bro. We don't see your video. We don't see how you look. It's going to be anonymous. Okay. But we know it's you. So it ain't that anonymous, but call in, man. Like these guys, like somebody said, these tethers be cowards, bro. They're afraid to voice call in. What I can't do nothing to
to be
you,
called she and we adapt to
Terry.
calling
The most I can do to you is mute you and block you. That's the most, and kick you off. I can't do nothing else, my boy. And you're afraid to call in.
that person is she. I'll be happy to
Matter
call
of
you
fact,
whatever you want
he
to be
left.
called. I don't like honestly. I don't. But at the end of
I feel like the race should
I
just
don't
be
like
black.
just tell me
I
and
feel
then
like
I'll call you that.
The race should just be black.
Oh no! I'm not gonna apologize for this. The only black people in the world are people who have a lineage to slavery in America. That's it. When the word black was used, okay, it was describing people in America. It wasn't describing people abroad. And I'm not saying white people. White people call people black for their own reasons. I'm saying when we called ourselves something, the only people in the world, when it was time to identify yourself, the only people in the world to identify themselves as black were people in this country. We have a date. So when I was talking to Revenue and he was acting like he disagreed, I said, "Bro, what date did the Caribbean call themselves black?" He didn't know. I said, "Bro, what date did Africans call themselves black?" He didn't know. I said, "What date did Haitians call themselves black?" He didn't know. I said, "Okay, cool. So what date did Black Americans call themselves black? Around what time?" He said the 60s. Exactly. So we have a date when we call ourselves black. Everybody else decided to call themselves black when they immigrated here. So when they were in their homeland, they didn't call themselves black. Only when they came here, and I'm telling you, it's more deeper than that, but I'm not going to show my hand. I want folks to call in and challenge me, and then I'll show my hand in my research why immigrants call themselves black. I'm gonna tell you why they call themselves black. Okay. But I know why. Right. And I'm willing to have that discussion. I'm not giving no information up. I want to have that discussion first with a Pan-Africanist, an immigrant, tether, white supremacist, whoever. But I want but I want to have that discussion. I don't want to give it up for free, or you know what I mean. I want to have fun.
And then after that, it's like.
But then some people don't see
you
Africans
check.
as black, though.
All right. So wait. So Terry, you're out of here. So it's 10:01. Wait, why is that? Hold on, I can't even see. Let me refresh my chat. I can't even block you, Terry. 'Cause I can't even see. Let me refresh the chat. Yo, my man dipped so fast, Pinky. Yo, Terry dipped so fast. Okay, god damn. I said call in or get blocked, and he just stopped. He just stopped chatting in the chat completely. Family, a lot of times these folks are not new. These are Pan-Africanists who got their own content, they're content creators, and they're afraid to just talk to me man to man from their real, identity. So they use troll accounts, and I don't have a problem with that because sometimes I use my troll accounts. But god damn, don't run though. All right, where's Terry name so I can block his ass? I don't even see his name to block him. But that's okay, because I remember that name Terry, so I'm going to get you, bro. I'm going to get you. How that song go? One way or another. I'm going to find you. I might get you one way, Terry or another. I'm going to find Terry, and I'm going to block him. Yeah, so Terry, you were smart, and you lived tonight. Okay, you didn't get blocked tonight, but I got you, though. You did. I got you.
So where am I?
It's just a twerk-free chat. Yeah, these women about to
don't
twerk.
tell you I'm black. So what I am purple.
Yo, Sport Lee said, Terry said he had to check on his giraffe soup. Terry
Look,
the
if you're not
clown.
gonna like it, whatever. Like,
So these guys are afraid of a conversation.
Yeah, so put Africans and then put blacks.
okay, so if I do like a DNA whatever,
You're
what they're gonna
come up
identify
as
me
Native
as?
Indian.
Yo, these tethers that's cosplaying as FBA women, they are hilarious. And they think they cooking. Let's go now. Look, this one right here is gonna get you. My man's.
Let's get to the basics so
Name-
that we kind of have a framework of the conversation and
Right.
let's like break down race, ethnicity.
Now those women, I think they're Sudanese. I forgot, but I know they're definitely African.
and nationality. That way there's like no confusion on how this conversation is being structured.
Yeah.
So
Can you give us definition?
Hold on, we got Brick Made 94. Terry probably deleted his account. Right. So let me make Brick Made 94 a moderator, and Brick. All I ask, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tune in.
I know nobody
yeah,
knows
well,
about heart.
does anybody else want to do it before I go?
Give you what?
For race, ethnicity, and nationality.
I prefer you break it down.
Okay.
Oh, it's right here if you want to read it.
Yeah, go ahead, Calvin.
Go ahead, Calvin.
Like
Go
we in
ahead,
class. Go
Right,
ahead, Calvin.
please.
All right.
Come on, historian.
So define race, ethnicity, and nationality. Race, a social construct based on physical characteristics, often used to categorize and divide people. Ethnicity involves cultural practices, traditions, language, and shared history. It reflects a group's cultural identity rather than physical appearance. And nationality refers to the nation state to which a person belongs. Is tied to geographic, legal, and political identity.
Here we go.
All right. So that brings us to the very important first question. What does it mean to be Black? And who gets to decide? I feel like that's been really controversial on the internet as of late. I don't know if y'all got Twitter or not, or X, I'm sorry. But yeah, can anyone get started by helping us to understand what does it mean to be Black?
And the gatekeeping of Blackness. And just to give like an example so people kind of understand, like some people might be like, what do you mean we're all Black in this? Everybody in this room is Black. So what are you saying? For example, I told Christine that we got a comment on one of our videos when we were talking. Willie was actually talking about South Sudanese people making it to the Olympics. And someone commented and was like, in this particular video, y'all are identifying as South Sudanese. In prior videos, when you guys are talking about your experience in America, you consider yourself Black. Are you Black or are you South Sudanese? And we were a little confused because we're like, we're both. We're both Black.
No, you see, that's the thing though. See, that's the point. We're not both of nothing. We're just Black. See, family, you heard her? So she said she's confused because there's South Sudanese and Black. But when again, like somebody said to her, she got a comment, when they represent themselves publicly, you dig, globally, they're just Sudanese, South Sudanese. They're not Black. But only when it comes to American business, they're Black. And she just said we're both. We're South Sudanese and we're Black. That's why you're not Black. Because we're just Black. We're not both of nothing. You dig? We're just one thing. We're just Black. We're foundational Black Americans. You dig? We're one thing. We're Black people. Black man, Black woman. Black Panthers, Black Wall Street. You dig? We're just Black. We're not something else. We're not Jamaican. We're not Haitian. We're not Zimbabwean. We're just Black. And that's why we're the only Black people on the earth. And you guys are the only South Sudanese people on the earth. And guess what? Tiger is the only Jamaicans on the earth. You dig? It's okay. We're all uniquely different. There's a line drawn on all of our identities. It's okay. She just said it. You cannot be both. Black is not a nickname.
Black, and we're both South. In this particular video, y'all are identifying.
Does anybody want to debate this? Does anybody want to debate this? I'm saying the only Black people in the world are FBAs. Here's the phone number. If you think there's Black people outside of FBAs, there's a phone number. Let's have a friendly family debate. I'm making a bold statement. The only Black people in the world are Foundation Black Americans, Adolph Friedman. Okay, so here we go. Hey, man, peace. Who am I speaking with?
Ron, how are you, man? This is Easy Axe.
Is who?
This is Ezax.
Oh, Ezax. Okay, I got you. Hold on. Let me change your name real fast. Hold on. Okay. All right, let me unshare the video. All right, yeah. So how you doing? Peace to you. And what would you like to talk about?
Peace to you, brother, and peace to the chat.
Yes.
I'll be chiming in tomorrow morning to hear your expertise on the DNA.
Okay, right.
What it means and what it doesn't mean. I don't really want to talk about that right now, but
that's a whole different topic. That's gonna be long as hell and goofy. Yeah, tomorrow's better. It's better for me because it's late. Like I'm in bed usually 10, 11 o'clock. Yeah, that's not something I'm going to deal with tonight.
Right. So yeah, I just wanted to hear your perspective on why you declare yourself as Black, and are you coming from more of a name as an ancestral origin, or is it are you declaring yourself Black as a race? And I don't want to debate, just have a little discussion.
No. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. Like I said, I only debate Tethers and ops. I don't debate my lineage. I try not to. You dig? But go ahead.
Yeah. Or is it? Are you going by what the government has labeled us as on the census? Which is either Black or African American, right?
Well, but no, the government didn't label us nothing. Okay, the government got us down as Negro in color. That's it. Everything else is things we suggested. Okay, so there's a misnomer. There's a misrepresentation that African American is something the government did. That's false. Jesse Jackson introduced African American the same way Yvette Carnell introduced Adolf, the same way Tariq Nasheed introduced FBA. There's no government, there's no poll, there's no legal, nothing. It's just a suggestion, and it was added to forms. That's it. But there's nothing legal about African American. So it's just a suggestion, and it was a push behind it. Right? It was a media push behind it. Jesse Jackson pushed it. White America liked African American because it was easier to the ear. They felt like it was less rebellious, less strong as Black Power, Black Wall Street, Black Panther. They felt like African American was a softer way to identify yourself. Okay, yeah, but
So
there's
what is
nothing
what is our
legal about.
legal
Go ahead.
what is our legal name according to
Well,
government
on the
sources?
record, freedmen. We're freedmen for sure. Freedmen.
Mm.
They
So
emancipated
could
freedmen.
we sorry so could we litigate or force the government to stop using African American or
Well,
even
they don't
black?
use it. No, they don't use it. It's just like that's what I'm trying to say. They call us black. I mean, they call us what we want to be called. So like they don't. Again, that's not a government term. Uh,
Mhm.
African American is something that was suggested by Jesse Jackson, just like Yvette Carnell suggested ADOS and Tariq Nasheed suggested FBA. These are just suggestions. And Jesse Jackson, with the help of liberal media and Jewish media, they just put it on applications. That's all. But there's nothing legal about it. It's not in Congress. There's no vote. There's no poll. It's just a suggestion, and they just jumped ahead of the curve and put it on applications. That's all, and on forms. That's it. But there's
It
nothing
appears
legal
as
about it.
legal on documents. It appears as a legal name on
Okay.
documents, though.
So what I need you to do, okay, so one thing about me is that I pride myself to be a great researcher. Okay. I don't guess on a live. I don't wing it. I research stuff in advance. So I'm saying to you is go research and see if it's legal. So you do your due. I see. I know you didn't. So, but you go do your research and come back and say, "I'm biased. You're right. It's nothing legal about it." Okay. It's a
No,
suggestion.
honestly, no, I
Right.
haven't. No, I have not researched it. I'll be
Yeah, I
honest with
know.
you, but
But you wouldn't be
I'm
saying
just
that.
telling you how I'm just saying how it appears to the
Yeah,
masses
but
of people
appear. Yeah,
other
that's
than
fine.
black people. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's fine.
yeah.
But guess what? But guess what's trumping it?
So
So it's
it's in my opinion, it's false. It's false representation. That's why I think
yeah, it is.
we should
It is.
litigate against the government for using it. That's what I'm saying.
But it's getting there. So we already got right wing conservatives, racist, suspected racist conservatives. They're choosing voluntarily to use the term FBA. You dig? And we got Donald Trump who's admitting that we built
I
the
don't
country.
use that term.
Now, okay, no, but for us, we don't care because whatever term you choose, we understand that you're just identifying the lineage. So we're not boggled down on a term or acronym. You could say Ninja Turtles. You could say UFO species from Mars. It doesn't matter. We just know you're identifying the lineage. So for us, it's about the lineage, not the name. It all boils down to, can you trace your lineage to slavery? That's it. That's all we really want to know. We don't care what you call yourself. Can you trace your lineage to slavery?
Well, it's clearly understood. I think that's clearly understood among those that are behind perhaps FBA and ABOS. But a lot of our people are not behind that. A lot still don't even know what those acronyms are and what they mean.
And guess what?
And
And a lot of
as
them,
far
and
as
a lot of them are not behind African American. Okay, so we have so many people
correct,
that never call themselves African American. I'm one of those. My mom didn't. I asked my aunt. She's 70. She never did. They call themselves black. They call themselves Afro American. Everything but African. Yeah. So that doesn't mean anything to us because none of us really embrace that term like that.
yeah, I think what we run into problems with is the misidentification and the Tethers or the black immigrants come here and use that our label that has been put upon us by the liberal media and Jesse Jackson, of course, and our government. I know it's okay. It's not a legal entity, but it appears to be. I agree with you. It's not a legal entity, but it appears to be. That's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of confusion. Who's an
I
African
can appear to
American?
be rich.
I
You
didn't
see
want
what?
to.
No. What I'm saying to you is this:
I didn't want
just
to.
no. It's not a debate. I'm just giving it back to you.
No, I'm not debating.
I,
I'm just
no,
stating
I understand.
how I see
I
it.
understand, but I'm using your language. You don't know me. I don't know you, right? I can appear to be rich. That don't mean I'm rich. I can appear to be a scholar. I can appear to be whatever I want to be, but that don't mean I'm that. So appearance is just an illusion, right? So when we have those discussions like we're having now between you and I and other
Hmm.
panelists and other platforms, right? We're having those discussions and that appearance is being wiped away. They're realizing that this is fake. This is nothing. There's nothing behind this. It's just a person opinion, and people are behind it. And as we're
Well,
realizing that's all
I
it
think it's
is, we're dropping it
I
easily,
think it's
and we're there. Go ahead.
well, I think it's we're being um, I think it's just propaganda, and we're being heavily propagandized. We've always been propagandized in this country as black people. I'm using black as a description of us, and it's
You
just
said it.
right now. Yeah, it's just we're being bombarded from all sides with all kind of confusing information, and it's
Such
really
as what? Such as
propaganda.
what?
Say again?
Confusing information. Such as
Well,
what?
everything that's going on in the media. It seems like we're under attack from all sides. We have no friends, of
No.
course,
Yeah.
but
No, we are definitely being attacked by
within
all
our
sides,
own as
right?
well, we're being propagandized.
Yeah. You got Thomas Sowell, those coons. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's it's just coming from all angles, and with all the propaganda, it's just making a lot of us confused with identity,
Uh,
of course.
wait. Stop. Start
Um,
right there. Start right there. Bro, the masses are always confused. This is just American period. Okay. All American masses are confused. There's only a few elites, few educated class, few what they say woke. So the masses always are dumb. That's always been American. The masses always been dumb. So so our thing is we are educated and we're going to our goal is to address the masses. We're online, we're in person, whatever we're doing, we're to address the masses and educate them. And from my perspective, they're being awoken. You got Raven Simone saying she's American. You got Smokey Robinson saying he's American. You got Floyd Mayweather saying he's American. You got Morgan Freeman saying he's American. All of them guys are rejecting the term African. And so this is a big thing. Now you got Ann Coulter and Donald Trump also repeating our talking points. So yes, they're confused, but they're slowly but surely being awoken. And all we need now is a LeBron James or Donald Trump just to one time say FBA and or ADOS and it's a wrap. Just one time say it and it's a wrap. The confusion is gone. Just like Donald Trump one time said
we,
MAGA. Wait, hold on. Just okay, listen. You gotta try to listen to understand, not just respond to debate or rebut.
bro, I'm not interrupting you, man. I'm not interrupting you, bro.
No, I'm not saying interrupting. I'm saying responding and rebutting. I'm saying the way Donald Trump made MAGA a popular term in less than a year. It was an international term less than a year. He said MAGA a few times. He explained what it is. He defined it. He actually gave you what it was, make America great again. And that became a popular term internationally less than a year. So what I'm saying is he's getting close. All we need him to say is like Ann Coulter. We need Donald Trump to say one time, Foundation Black America is describing us, and it's a wrap. The confusion you're talking about is gone.
Explain that rap.
Okay,
If you can
the
illustrate it
world.
for me
Cool.
and
I got you.
illustrate that for me and your listening audience.
Cool. It's easy
What
for me.
would that rap look like?
Okay, the wrap would be that there's a term that's superseding African American and whatever term that people associate us with. And now they will see, hey, there's a new term that's being addressed to a specific people, a specific lineage in America that's very exclusive. This is not inclusive. This is not considering all quote unquote black people of the world. Okay, from Africa or the Caribbean. When Donald Trump said, I'm hypothetically speaking, when Donald Trump said FBA, he's speaking to a lineage in America that goes back to slavery. That's what I'm saying. It's a wrap. The world would say, "Oh wow, there's a distinction between these people and other quote unquote black people of the world." Real simple for me to explain.
Yeah, how do you suppose we, and I'm saying we, not you, not me, but we,
Right.
get Donald Trump's ear or people around Donald Trump to
Okay.
put this into his frame of his mindset to even say that?
Okay. It's already close. We got
Is there
Ann
a
Coulter.
strategy? Is there?
No, no. There's
Mm-hmm.
no strategy. It don't have to be a strategy. It could straight be chaos. So we have talking points where Donald
Strategy
Trump is
can be
on.
chaos.
Okay, you asked the question, right? I get it. And I'm cool with you. But I'm saying is that it don't have to be a strategy where we're sitting down think tanking. I'm saying Donald Trump plays the internet. He's on the internet. He's very aware. That's why he's saying the 14th Amendment birthright citizen was for foundation of Black Americans or slave baby. He's talking about us. So he's already low key delineating us from other people in the world, definitely immigrants. So he's already acknowledging that. And then he has Republicans like Ann Coulter, who's in his ear. And then Nick Fuentes was a big white racist who's very influential. And he's also drawn a distinction between Black Americans from other blacks globally. So it's not even us. His own fellow like American citizens are repeating terminologies that's very exclusive and delineating us from other quote unquote black people of the world. So it's already in his atmosphere, his parameter, right? It's already there. It's just more pushing. It's more, and we're getting help from Tethers. Tethers, every negative video they make about us, they're throwing FBA in there. So obviously, anybody who plays the internet is like, "What the hell is the FBA?" And they're looking into it. They're asking AI, ChatGPT, whatever, and it's explaining to them. And this is why Ann Coulter said "foundational Black Americans" out of her mouth to describe us. Right. So she delineated
Well,
us from other blacks.
yeah. Well, she said this probably over 10 years ago.
Wait, what? Wait. my internet. So as asks, you expose yourself as a cosplayer. My fault. I hit the button by mistake because I was mad as hell. People want to challenge me and not know what they're talking about. So six. You just called in. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, so just click the link. If you called in and I can't hear you, just click the Zoom link. That might be better off for you. But as Axe just exposed himself. Okay, I don't think he's FBA. I think he's a tether cosplaying, because why would you make up history? Why would you say Ann Coulter said what she said 10 years ago and not yesterday? Why would you say that? FBA wasn't even in existence in 10 years ago. Neither was ADOS. Neither one of them 10 years ago was a thing. Okay, FBA came right on the heels of ADOS. So FBA beginning birth date is almost close to ADOS. They're not really that far apart. Okay, so but for you to lie and say Ann Coulter said FBA 10 years ago, you expose yourself, my boy. Yeah, no, you definitely, let me take your wrench. You definitely, because I don't respect people who lie, who come on here and I took your wrench, my boy. You can go away. Okay, we don't need your likes, your subscription, your donation, nothing. One thing we don't respect is people who can't just be honest. Just say you don't know, but sit here lying, hoping I don't know something, just to pull one off from me. That's not respectable. Okay, you lied and said Ann Coulter said FBA 10 years ago, and your dumbass didn't even know that ADOS and FBA wasn't even a thing 10 years ago. Okay, so I don't respect people just lying, just to see what I don't know and do know. But anybody who call in, you just try your luck, man. I'm a real researcher. Okay, I know y'all think this is for entertainment purposes only and things like that, but there's an educational value here as well. I really retain what I learned. All right, y'all gonna find out the worst way. Y'all see me debate people and cook them live before your eyes, and you still come here and challenge me. That's like really weird. And now you're a meme now. Now you're a clip. I'm gonna use that clip. I'm gonna use that clip, right? As X. I'm gonna use that clip. Yeah, so yeah, you don't do that, man. You call in here and you be honest as much as possible. You dig? And you see, family, that didn't work out for him. Lying. He asked about FBA and he first said that it needs to be, in the Constitution or legal. I said, what? None of these shits are legally written in law or recognized by the government. And none of them. They're all just suggestions, and the public and, politicians just running with it. That's all. But nothing is written legally in nothing. He couldn't deal with that. And he came with an agenda. Whatever he's trying to push, African American, Afro American, I don't know what he's trying to push, but it didn't work because he's been wrong. And then he says, "Oh, Ann Coulter said it. Okay, well, she said that 10 years ago. You're done, dude. R.I.P. to XX. R.I.P. to you, my boy. You fucked up. You called in to challenge me. Oh, you ain't want to debate, try to lower my guard. Oh, I ain't called to debate, but he's debating me though. But I'm used to that, man. I've been debating for 16 years on YouTube, my boy. Yeah, you're not going to come here with nothing I haven't never seen. Okay? All that passive aggression. Oh, nah, I ain't come here to debate. I just come to have a conversation. But low key, you're debating me. Like, dude, I've been since that. All right, well, back to the video.
Identifying as South Sudanese.
Wait. What Fred talking? Yeah. As asked, dude, you out of here. Why would I ask if I knew it? Okay, so here you go. Fred, you want to know what FBA is? Here you go. Here's a link. Click the Zoom. Hey, Fred, let me tag Fred. Don't be like as asked, be an idiot and try to see what I don't know. It's not gonna work out for you. So Fred, he's on vacation. Let me see. Fred, that's the link. You could be off vacation if you did answer these questions correctly. Okay. Okay, so Fred, here's the link. Fred, click the link, join the panel, or you'll be on permanent vacation.
Okay. Now I'll talk to you in a little.
Okay, cool. What's up, Aspiring Heights?
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing fine. I'm just joining uh to put my insight in about what I know.
Okay, good.
From my point of view, growing up as an FBA full-blooded, um let me okay, growing up as an Africans did not, my whole entire life I grew up, they didn't start using saying they was black. The earliest I remember they started saying they was black was about 10 years ago. Because all my life,
That's what I
whenever
say. I say about that's my assessment. It's like, yo, about 2010. But go ahead.
because everyone, they always will, they always had an accent. They was never, I'm 53 years old. They were never sounding like us when I met them. They always had their accents. They was proud,
Mm.
and they dressed in suits, but they wasn't dressing up exactly like us. Most when I was growing up, African women always wore their natural hair, the
Aspiring Heights.
clothes, their African attire. They was being they self. The
Can I say one
uh
thing to you?
uh-huh.
What you just said was important. If you look like us and you had an accent, we definitely identified you by your country. We didn't call you black. So
That's
what I'm
right.
saying is if you did not have an accent, we would call you black because we thought you were of the lineage. And they took that as they're black. But they don't know why we're calling them black. We're calling you black because we think you are of the lineage. But once you say, nah, I'm Jamaican, nah, I'm Bahamian or Malaysian, whatever bullshit you want to be, then we say, oh, okay, all right, you Jamaican. You dig. But we only called you black because we thought you were of the lineage. But go ahead, sis.
Yes, that's true. They and oh,
Wait. We got a
okay,
super. Wait. Let me respect this super chat. So Eric
okay.
Powell says, do you notice the FBA has become a thing now that Africa is rising? Isn't this reminiscent of COINTELPRO? Interesting. Something to think about. But go ahead, Aspiring. Thank you for the super chat. The lineage love, Eric Powell. We appreciate that. Go ahead, Aspiring Heights, finish.
Okay,
And
yes,
then cut
I
you off.
agree. When I was growing up, like I said, they will correct you if you call them black. I'm not black, I'm African. And they always had their accent. They were never trying to sound like us. They was just being themselves. And they actually seemed like they were uh when they was being themselves, it seemed like they were like they even was shining. They were shining and we were shining along with each other. When they was being themselves and they was letting us be ourselves, we was all happy and shining and getting along. But when they started trying to be like us, that's when the problems started. That's when we started having problems. The more they kept trying to be like us, I just noticed our economy started going down. And I was always saying to myself, why is it that we are not, our economics is not pushing forward? I was always trying to figure that out. And then, as time progresses, our FBA's kept bringing up the fact that all these people in our communities, different nationalities in our communities, they taking all our money. I was hearing that sometimes there'll be some years you hear our people just really uh trying to get that in the news, get that to everybody's attention. And we always was telling everybody buy from your own. And then, now that the blocking boycott and the braiding industry. Now I'm finding out that they was getting the African braiding, they're getting $9.5 billion from black women alone. So,
Mm.
ain't no telling what other. I'm like, all that money, $9.5 billion, that was going in our community. We'll be further. We wouldn't be where we're at economically if we was pouring that into our community.
Of course.
And I'm just saying another topic is about the 14th Amendment. Everything in any country have to be lawful. we are legally, we are the only legal blacks walking in America. We have a legal right. The founding fathers put us in the Constitution. The Constitution is the law of the land. So legally, we are the only lawful, legal Black
Well,
Americans.
let me add to that because it's more complex than that. Okay, so the 14th Amendment is not all exclusive. Yes, it was because of us, but it wasn't just for us. Okay. So the
Mhm.
the 14th Amendment was because of us, but white people made it where it wasn't exclusively for us. So I mean, like, there's no way to change the language. It definitely states that if you are born in this country, you are a 14th Amendment citizen. Like, there's no
Mhm.
way to get around that one. So
Mhm.
that means
That's
that
true.
that person is also legally walking around the country as along with us, alongside
Mhm.
us. Right. So it was a amendment, it was a law, an act that was inclusive, right, for anybody. It was because of us, but it was inclusive. And it was really
Mhm.
for it was at that time, that's 1868. There's no Latinos, there's no Caribbeans, there's no Africans, there's just white people, okay? There's
Mhm.
no Chinese, there's
Yes.
just white people. So it was really for Eastern Europeans, right? So they had the Eastern Europeans. The Eastern Europeans in America are looked at, Eastern and Southern Europeans are looked at as the trailer park trash of the Anglo-Saxon European race, okay? So that was really for them. So they even passed laws in 1917, 1924 that had restrictive immigration quotas for Europeans. Latinos, Caribbeans, Africans weren't even a thought. Okay. They were not a thought until 1965. That's when they considered them coming to the country. But it was always about Europeans coming in, and they was like monitoring how many of them could come in and not come in.
Mhm.
Now, the issue with that is because I studied the history of immigration in this country. The issue with that was they feel like Eastern Europeans were not going to assimilate. They were going to hold on to their Italian roots, their Slovenian roots, Armenian roots, and they were not going to assimilate. They felt like Anglo-Saxon Europeans, which they consider Northern and Western, they felt like they would drop where they from, Belgium, France. They would
Mhm.
drop where they from, Germany, and gladly take on the identity of America. So anyway, I just want to say that the 14th Amendment what had those Europeans in mind. It had nothing to do with Latinos, Jamaicans, Caribbean, or Africans. It had all to do with Europeans.
Yes, I'm talking about in the 14th Amendment where it's talking about the descendant of the slaves, the American descendant of slaves, and it names all our different names we used at that time. That's the part I was talking about as well. But I understand what you're saying that there none of those people were here at that time. The only people that was coming into this country was the Europeans besides us. Because we was already here. And I'm saying I don't understand why the black immigrants don't want to recognize that we were actually already here. We're written in the Constitution. Trump said it, and they usually listen to white people, and it's like they still ignored him and still want to walk around pretending to be us. We know it's for economic reasons. That's basically what's happening. And what another thing that I'm trying to figure out is the only way you can be us is unless you actually grew up in a Black American household, also known as FBA household from day one, or at least adopted into the household. And even if they was adopted, you still have to admit who you are, even if you grew up in our household. And I mean, I'm trying to figure out how we can't go to Africa and pretend to be Nigerian. We can't pretend to be, they're not going to accept that. So I'm like, it's like, you see how they double dip. We can't go everybody can come over and double dip. Well, the whole world is pretending to be African American. Remember the
Right.
East
And
Indian,
black.
yeah, the whole world can come over here. And it's an East Indian guy who bragged on the news about how he graduated from a HBCU, and he was African American. He was actually on there bragging, telling everybody about it. They
Really?
do this in our face, and then the look at Elon Musk coming over here talking about he's African American,
They
and
listen to
then
white people. I'm still laughing on that one. Shit, they listen to white people.
they still want to play like they're. I mean, how can you be in our face telling me you're me, and I know good and well you're not
Oh
me?
my God.
Do they
That was
not
funny.
understand that you gotta what experiences we are going through on a regular basis when we walk out the door? We dealing with racism everywhere we go. When we sit on the bus, when we stand at a bus
They
stop,
don't
they don't know
understand the concept of
they don't
racism
know
because
what we
racism
when
was
I
never a thing in that country. That's what like they could never fathom. At least maybe the first gen, second gen, but we're talking about ones right from their country. They could never fathom racism because they never experienced it. They, in their countries, they're just one race, right? They're just Nigerian,
Mhm.
Zimbabwean, Ghanaian, Jamaican, Trinidadian, Haitian, right? They don't know what racism is until like their kids maybe be born here, first gen, second gen, third, and then they might experience racism, but never to our degree. But they will experience it to some degree. But the ones who come over here who are not born here, they cannot relate to what racism is, and that's why they say some coon shit. And we got to call them tethers.
They don't. Okay, it's like most of them don't even hang with us. Like I don't even mix and
So
mingle in our
so you're
households.
talking about Africans because
Yeah,
they
I'm talking
yeah,
about the
okay,
Africans
yeah, I
and
just want to be
all the people who
clear.
trying to play like they us. They
Well,
have
no,
no
well, no.
idea
So
what
I just
it's
want to be
like.
clear. Just want to be
Uh-huh.
clear. So the Caribbean and some Haitians, but the Caribbean for sure are intermingled in our circles, and there's a bond. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
Africans, there's nothing there. Like they are the ones who avoid us. They don't want to do. They don't have no
Yeah,
relations with us. Yeah.
but I'm saying that even if you, no matter how close you try to get to us, you still, when you walk out on that door, when you go to your job, you're at FBA on that job, you, they're, n- it's like everybody have a different experience in life. And when I go on a job, I can sit at a table and talk to other FBA women, and we could be experiencing the same thing. But the African or Caribbean women, they're not experiencing what we're experiencing.
Well,
We're
they
on the
can't
job getting
because
discriminated against and sitting up here talking about like and you I had an experience. I was working at Amazon. It was this African man. He was discriminated against all the black American women on the
yeah,
job.
yes, they
And we
do.
was
Yeah,
all
the Africans are just like dark skinned Chinese people. You dig? Like they're no different than Chinese people. They're just dark skinned Chinese folks. They behave
and
just like them.
and we would sit at the table and talk about how he was treating us, and then we got so tired of him treating us bad, we started going off on him. Me and this one girl, we'll sit at the table, yeah, he said, and I told him, we'll go off on him. Because he pushed us to the point we had to turn to a nigga on him. And I'm like, and we'll say at the tape talking about, yeah, he said this to me, and I went out, but I never heard the African or the Caribbean. He
The
treated
one
them
brother.
nice with respect, gave them put them in a there's certain areas they put you in. You really don't. He put them in the best areas, and he did me dirty one time. I had to get on his case seriously, because he put African woman, he made me do all this hard work in that area where it was time for me to get the good work. He moved me and put her in the area, and I got on his case about it. But he was always messing with the just being mean to the black women, and we had to keep getting on his case. I even had to go try to contact the etiquettes on him.
Really?
And so they do not know, they keep saying they're us. I'm like, but you're not facing the discrimination that we're facing on a daily basis. When we go in the grocery store, the looks people give us. When I'm walking around, I get dirty looks from people. I see people looking at me from the corner, just looking at me like, oh, you're here, and it's like they
Right.
they know who we are.
Of
Okay.
course.
and for somebody to keep saying, "Oh, we're all the same," I'm like, if we're all the same, then we watch people. I'm watching how y'all treat each other compared to how y'all treat us.
Right.
You cannot say you're me and you're not even experiencing what I'm going through every day on a regular basis everywhere I go. You can, and they keep saying, "Oh, we're Black American." Yes, I'm African American. I'm like, you have no idea what it's like to be us, the pain that we
And
have to
that's the thing.
experience.
And that's the thing. See, it's their parents that are purposely miseducating them. Okay. Because if you come from Zimbabwe, if you come from Afghanistan, if you come from Jamaica and you have a baby in America, your baby's American and they have 14th birthright citizenship, which Donald Trump is making. He's attacking that heavy right now. But you are American, but you are Zimbabwean American. You are Afghanistani American. You are Jamaican American. You are not Black American. And that's the issue we're having. It's like, dude, you are American, but you're also the country you come from, your lineage come from. You're not Black American.
Yeah, but it's like you know what? It seems like they think we're stupid. Like the whole world said, "Oh, them Black people in America, they're stupid. All you gotta do is pretend to be them." And but we know they're doing it for economic reasons, to get the benefits, to get the scholarships, to get into HBCUs, to get the reparations. Well, they already got that, even though
I don't think
they're
I don't think they believe we're stupid. I think they believe we're gullible. I think gullible is a better word.
yeah, gullible. And they got the reparations. I don't know if you looked at their link or not, but yeah, they got those. But their elites got that,
Brick
because we can
made.
see they got a elite, an African elite over there. They have in altogether their income is 4.5 trillion dollars, and they refuse to build up Africa with it. Instead, it's like they teach them to come over here and pretend to be us so they can, of course, swap with us, destiny swap. That's basically what they're doing. Because for you to pretend to be someone else, you got to be destiny swapping. What else could it be? And yeah, and they almost got us, but we woke up, even though they did get that 65 billion and haven't, because they used our name.
Yeah, you know
They
what?
used our name.
Did you put that? Is that the link you put in the chat? Was that about
Yes,
the 65 billion? All right,
that
hold on,
that
cause
link
I got
is
it.
guess what? That
It's the
link
White
is
House.
the White House. That's the White House.
Okay. All
They
right, I
put
got
yeah,
shit.
it's
No, okay.
posted it
So
up.
it's okay. So okay, let me share my screen and read this. All right. Let's go ahead and get this out the way so people know what she's referencing. Okay, so like it's gonna be the delay on your part because you called in. You didn't click the link. Okay, so I'm just gonna read it. I missed a lot. I might not read all of it, but I'm gonna read some of it.
Mhm.
Okay. So it says fact sheet celebrating U.S. Africa partnership 2 years after the 2022 U.S. Africa Leaders Summit. So I already had this pulled up. It says in the last 2 years since the December 2022 U.S. Africa Leaders Summit, the Biden-Harris administration significantly expanded engagement and partnership with African nations, driven by the conviction that the future of Africa and the United States depends on what we can achieve together. At the summit, the United States pledged to invest $55 billion in Africa over 3 years. See, and this is the thing with these damn Pan-Africanists that hate America so much. Yeah, you guys are dogs. You guys are garbage. You're African leaders at Pan-Africans. As much as you hate Africa, and I'm sorry, as much as you hate America, your leaders love America. And they took that $55 billion over 3 years. It says we have surpassed that goal. Okay, now you might be right. It says the administration has committed and spent over $65 billion in Africa since the summit. Okay. It says these investments have enabled the administration together with African partners to accelerate development progress, advance transcontinental infrastructure, expand trade and economic opportunities, and support African-led efforts on conservation, climate adaptation, and a just energy transition. So you Pan-Africanists that hate America, where Africans love America, they got $65 billion, you dogs. It says, but the achievements go beyond numbers, underpinned by our belief that solving global challenges requires African leadership and African partnership. The United States championed and ultimately helped secure the African Union's permanent membership in the G20 and announcement our support for creating two permanent United Nations UN Security Council seats for African states. Since the summit, we have laid out a vision alongside Kenya to help developing countries facing mounting debt burdens. Our partnerships enhance food security and helped build more sustainable and resilient food systems, improve governance and security, and advance shared public health goals. We catalyze landmark diaspora driven engagement, foster an inclusive and resilient African digital ecosystem, and made strides to promote gender equality and women's empowerment. So, for all you dogs that think you're African too, you're not, but you're Foundation Black American, you're not included in none of this stuff, man. Okay, try. Take your Pan African Kwanzaa butt over here and see if you're included in a $65 spending budget. But it says, yeah, I just read it. So yeah, you're right. 65 billion.
Mhm. The Essence Festival, that's what gave them away. Because people went and looked up the AU, and that's how they found out about the AU being connected to the Essence Festival, and they made us the sixth region, and all that happened. They made us the sixth region. They had the AU have our history and our name, and they had to use our history and name to get at our $1.7 trillion spending power to get a seat in the UN. But what I'm saying, see how they didn't want to use the African elite $4.5 trillion spending power. They used ours. Okay. So it's like, why are they so focused on us when they got a whole African elite? They got a $4.5 trillion spending power that they won't use to build up Africa. So basically, they like, oh, we're not going to use our money. We're going to use the African Americans' money. We're going to use African Americans to build up Africa. So that's basically what's going on. And that's why this is all about money and economics. They're using our culture, our name, cosplaying us because it's a takeover. I'm not saying all of them are in on it.
Right.
I know not all of them are in on it. I'm just saying quite a lot of them are in on it and they know what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what's all this. And ever since we started delineating, all of a sudden they come up, popping up with you. It's like they were so dependent on taking us over. So now that they see we're delineating and it says, oh, we're FBA now, it's like they're trying to. Every time you look up, they're making videos about us. All their
Right.
videos,
Oh yeah,
not
all
all
of
of
the
them,
videos.
but a
Damn
lot
near
of
all
their
of them.
videos in the Britons are in on. It's like everybody's talking about all of them talking about us, and they say, "Oh, why don't other groups?" The lady that you played earlier, she said, "Why don't other groups do this to each other? Because they're not, because Africans are not doing this to other groups. You're doing this to us,
Right. It is
and we
us.
supposed to
Yeah.
just lay back and like a dead corpse and don't try to defend ourselves."
I don't know where you went,
Oh,
but
I'm
you're
not on
okay.
there.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you
Am I
now.
on there?
Hey, I hear you now.
Am I back?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. So, okay, yeah. It's like I don't know why people thought. I don't understand why they thought they could do this and thought we was just supposed to lay there like a dead corpse and not stand up and defend our culture, defend our name. I don't understand it. Am I still there?
Hey, I hear you. We're
Okay.
listening.
Okay, yeah, that's what it's like. This is like common sense. You can't even get an animal. I studied animals all my life. You know, from those before there was even TV, I was studying nature and animals. And
Yeah.
animals, you can't even. Ain't no animal, not even an ant, is gonna let you. One time I was walking by. I don't know if you ever known about a bulldog ant. I used to walk through the park a lot. So one time I was walking past this bulldog ant. That ant came out of nowhere. They pretty big. They some big ants. This one, and so well, it's in Texas. I don't know if they have bulldog. Not all the ants, but there's a certain ant colony they
Right.
call bulldog ants, and they big, and they got this
Bulldog.
mean look, bulldog look on their face. That ant came out to guard his community.
Right.
Okay, I just stepped close by his community. He came out of nowhere. And I was like, oh my God, this ant is guarding his community. Now, even if an ant know to guard his community, why do they think we not supposed to say nothing if we see our community is
Yeah,
being
yeah, yeah.
is invaded?
Yeah. At that point, they're just being unreasonable. Unreasonable. Unsympathetic and just dummies. Like they acting like we're just crazy at that point.
Yes, and and then the conversations they're having, I'm like, how we can't go, like I said, we can't go, I can't go to Nigeria and pretend, even if I learn how to speak their language, I can't, you're gonna still hear my accent,
Right,
you
right.
know.
Well, no, look. Most importantly, you're not gonna have their accent. Okay, and that's how they're gonna know you're not one of them. You're not gonna have their accent. Screw your accent. You don't have their accent.
hmm I'm talking about what if I, stay there for some years, mixed and blended, learned that, copied, learn everything, just totally turn into a
Yeah,
Nigerian.
but yeah, no, but the way you walk, like it's gonna be American all over you. The way you
Yeah.
walk, the swag, the way you talk. Don't forget, their women don't have equal. Okay, listen, you don't know this. You don't know this, right? Their women don't have equal rights with the men, right? Is that something you already knew, or you just finding
Um,
out?
I didn't, I don't, no, I know that the
Okay,
men run it, but I don't
nah,
really know
okay.
how the right system works.
Their women, well, they don't have no rights. Their constitution are suspended. Most of those countries, but the women are being circumcised.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, yeah. So no, women can't talk like you. So they're gonna know once you start running your mouth over there, they're gonna know immediately you're an Akata. Okay, she's one of those Akata women.
Mhm.
Yeah, their women don't do that. They're not as boisterous because they don't have, our government. So what's stopping a man from chopping their head off? Like nothing. So that's why the women don't behave like that over there.
Mm. I know one thing. I am glad that a lot of us jumped on board and you're having channels like this because it's something that needs to be talked about. It's not something we can just ignore and act like don't exist. This
Right.
is, so that this is, I am so glad for channels like yours because to hold it in, this allows us to speak out about it, because I've been holding all this in, just watching everything going on, and we're able to speak out about it, and do
Wait,
do
wait.
things
Let me just
about it.
shout out this super chat. Tiger
hmm
Crane Shakir said, FBA delineation has been flushing out many coons, Caribbeans, Africans, and non-Caribbeans, Africans alike. I'm loving it. Keep up the pressure on FBA fan. Yeah, Tiger Crane Shakir, he's a Jamaican, but he is a writer. He's a realist. He's calling out their coon class. That's all we asked him to do. Now we want Haitians to call out their coon class. We want Zimbabweans to call out their coon class. We want Puerto Ricans. We want Dominicans. We want We want white people to call out their white supremacist class. If that's all we want, we just want folks to call out their coon class, and that's going to help us out in the long run. You dig? So we don't mind having allies. We're not against a whole country. We're not against a whole ethnic group. We're against just tethers and white supremacists and most Pan-Africanists. Like we're against. It's real simple. We're not against the whole because the whole is never corrupt. It's just people, of the whole that end up being corrupt.
Yes, I totally agree. I'm not against, being American. I don't have to be against nobody. I mean, America gives us everything we need. So what
Right.
do I need to be against
Yeah.
anybody
So
for?
so you're not jealous of nothing. There's nothing you want. There's nothing you want from somebody else, especially for somebody from another country. There's nothing there. Like, dude, I don't want to learn how to play a flute and entertain a king cobra. Like that's not
Yeah.
that's not that's not something I'm into. I don't want to play with a dangerous king cobra, dude. You could have that one. You dig? Like that's not something we want. We don't want to be living next to a volcano that can erupt any day now. Like, nah, y'all have fun with that shit. You know,
And
that.
constantly being feared for your life. Never know when a coup
Oh
gonna
my
come
God.
take your whole village over.
Yeah, I gotta stop. Right. We don't want to live in Burkina Faso. We don't want to be sitting there fighting against jihadists and, nah, we're good. We're good.
And you know what? What's weird to me is why every week he talking to Black Americans. The leader of every week, the leader of Burkina Faso is making videos talking to Black Americans. I'm like, wait a minute, you're powerful, meeting up with Russian leaders and meeting up with Arab leaders, but you need us. You're rich. He got gold. They just found out he got all this gold.
Yeah, they got gold,
Burkina
but
Faso is rich.
no. That's not enough. So when you research the African countries, their little puny minerals, even Nigeria with their oil,
Hmm.
nah, that's not enough. See, they call it the resource curse. Okay, it says, you ever heard of the resource curse?
Mm-mm. No, I never
Right,
heard it.
so I'm speaking to you in real time. This is just education, what I know. It's called, like, when you have a natural resource and all of your economy is based on that natural resource. That's called a resource curse because gold goes up and down. Okay. So and just like oil, it goes up and down. So sometimes the oil's in demand, the country's going to go great, people are rich. But when it's no longer in demand, it drops and those rich people are now poor. That's called a
Hmm.
resource curse. Okay. So what countries do, they rely on stability. They don't put all the eggs in one basket and depend on one resource to bring in all the income for the country.
Hmm.
So the resource curse is when you depend on the gold to bring all the money from your country or the oil. And a lot of African countries, unfortunately, they're stuck with resource curses. Like anything that other country is worth a damn is either gold or oil, nothing else.
But you know what's so weird is how they got all those resources and we don't. We don't even have access to resources over here. The only thing that we have is our $1.7 trillion spending power, and they
Mm,
all over all every other week you see an African country asking us to come move there. We know it's so they want us because they want us to build
of
their
course,
country up, of
of course.
course, because they see how powerful we made America.
Yeah, they're not
And
asking homeless FBAs or Section 8 FBAs to move over there. They're asking affluent FBAs to move
hmm
into their country to help build that bullshit up.
yeah, they want to take all of it. They always want all our rich people over there.
Yeah,
And
to
I'm just
build it
still,
up,
yeah,
to,
that's
to
it.
build up their
They're
shithole.
not, they're gonna do,
Right, it's not gonna happen.
cause like they're gonna treat us so special after we build it up,
No,
and we
no,
already
that's
know
not
that
gonna
ain't gonna
happen.
happen. Cause
Not gonna happen.
look at how they treat us here. If you can't treat me
Right.
right in my
Oh
own
my God.
country,
In our own country, right. Where we have all the leverage, all the power, we're more in numbers. If you can't respect us over here, we got no chance in their country with
God, no.
with their corrupt governments and corrupt leadership and all that bullshit they got going over there. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, and I'm
I'll
like,
pass on that bullshit.
but I'm just wondering when the leader of Burkina Faso got stopped making videos telling Black Americans to come to Burkina Faso.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Every time I look up,
So you just reminded me. So Ibrahim Traore, he's been like he was hot for 1 second, and then once he did that deal with Russia, he's been not hot. So I'm thinking that the masses, the African masses, were disappointed that he traded one slave master for the other. He traded one colonizer for the other. I think the masses were embarrassed because after that move, well, I really ain't hear his name ever again online.
Are you talking about the leader of Burkina Faso? Or?
Yeah, Ibrahim Traoré. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So after he hooked up with
Russia.
Putin in Russia,
Yeah, his name just
I
plummeted.
haven't been hearing it that much. It's
Nobody,
just
nobody talks
every
about
now
him
and then I
anymore.
see somebody make every now and then. In the beginning, when he first came out,
He
and
was lit. He was,
he was
every
mostly calling
video.
for us,
And
and I
yeah,
was
in every
like,
video he did, it had so many hundreds of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but it had tens of thousands live viewers checking in. Because I was trying to funnel those
mm-hmm,
folks over here. It didn't work,
mm-hmm,
but like that's how lit it was. Like it was really lit, where it got my attention. I'm like, yo, let me try to get some of these people listening to this AI shit over to FBA News and Updates. It didn't work, and I'm glad it didn't work.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, but he was lit. He has been the missing link since
Yeah, I
the
did
deal
notice
with
that they
Russia.
haven't been talking about him much. I'm really more so talking about when he was
Well,
real hot and everybody was talking about him.
yeah, but
Every
that's light years
at the
ago. That's
when he
like
got
June, July.
yeah,
That's done.
that's actually the time period I'm talking about. Every week he was calling for Black Americans. Right? I'm like, wait a minute, you're powerful. You're the leader of an African country. Got you a military. Why you keep calling us? And a
Well,
group
you
of us
know.
actually went over there.
Okay, well, I hope they didn't because they probably stuck over there. But
Yeah, they
non,
did. They showed a video of how they was showing them getting
yeah,
sworn in.
I would love to see that video. So wait, but we got a super chat. Non-swirl zone, $2 super chat. Said I was telling my wife, what if Kamala had won? Well, if Kamala had
Oh,
won, man,
we
I
would
can't
be
even
in the
imagine.
shambles.
Yeah,
If she
I
would have
can't even
won,
imagine. Just think
they
about
would.
all the Iran and Palestine strikes, and then against Israel. I couldn't even imagine how she could handle that one, man. I like just the stuff we had to Ukraine and Russia. She, oh guys, please stop, please no fighting, no fighting. If she would have won. Yeah, it was to me. To me personally, it wasn't even a thought that she would win. I knew she would lose. There's no way. She's very incompetent. She's bad in politics. She's not the brightest star in the sky. I already knew she was. It was just impossible. Now
I
Hillary
think
Clinton, somebody else, I'd have felt like
mhm.
maybe he can lose, but not with her.
She would everything. I think if she would have won, everything she would have done would have been against us. All these people over here would have turned against us, and we would have been in a bad situation if she would have won. That's what I think.
All right. Well,
She would have done everything she can to mess us up economically, and she just would have kept on giving everybody
well, I'll
you
tell you
know.
one thing. I'll tell you one thing for sure. If she had won, it'd be a hell of more illegal immigrants in the country than it is now.
Mm-hmm. Will
It'd be,
be
yeah.
they would have been
Shit.
firing us from left to right from jobs. They
She
would have
would
been doing all kinds of stuff to
she would
us.
have tried she would have tried to find a way to deport foundation
Us.
Black Americans. Yeah,
We'll be the
exactly.
ones getting deported if
Yeah,
she would have
yeah.
won.
And she won. She was like, how do we get these ninjas out of the damn country? These niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been working on something to get us out. All right,
Yep.
but sis, 11 p.m. is past my bedtime. I'm about to fall asleep on you. Um, I'll be live in the morning about 8 a.m. And then I plan to be live tomorrow evening about 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there. So you could
Okay.
give your last words and then I'm out of here. I gotta go to sleep. So you could
Okay.
just
My last
sum
words
up, yeah,
is
sum up,
let me see. My
everything.
last words is FBA. We gotta get it together. We gotta protect our lineage, get our economy up, buy from our own as much as possible to get our that
Mm-hmm.
does actually help our economy and
Mm-hmm.
keep our faith. You know, keep whatever faith you are, keep your faith in the Most High, because hey, I believe it's because of the Most High we won this election and we winning. You know, and so yeah.
That's deep. All
And
right,
stay
sis.
on code. We gotta stay on code. Keep doing the boycott, whatever we gotta do to keep winning. You know, except for I'm not saying to harm nobody,
Nah, no
none of that.
harm.
I'm talking about do everything legally you can to keep
Yeah,
winning.
and support each other, man. Just support.
Yeah,
Go out your way to support each other. Go out your way, man. As
and
long
they,
as
mhm.
the product is up to quality, the standards, support.
Yeah, and they got the black pages. Look it up. Yeah, they got the thing called the black pages. So we need to do everything we can to support to get our economy up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna wish you a great night, and I'm out. I'm
Okay,
like
and I wish
two
you a great
seconds
night
of
too.
falling
And
asleep.
family, FBA News and
That's
family,
right.
wish
So
y'all all a great night.
I welcome you tomorrow if you're free, either AM or evening, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Good night, sis.
Okay, then I might be able to
Hey,
make it an evening because I'll try to do
okay.
the AM, but most likely I should be able to make the evening.
Okay, chat, man. We appreciate you. You guys came through. You supported. You came in great numbers. You intimidated the Tethers from calling in. I appreciate that.